But coach Kevin Cadle remains convinced that his team will deliver the fans a first major success. The Towers play the Worthing Bears, a team happy to go on defying the odds and the years. 40-year-old Alan Cunningham is an example to all sportsmen. Player coach Colin Irish leads from the front. His team have won all the domestic competitions, apart from this one. Good evening to you from the LEC in Birmingham. The first of 4 major domestic basketball competitions will be decided tonight. The final of the 7-Up Trophy this year is between the glamorous London Towers and the not quite so glamorous Worthing Bears. Now, the Bears are not a team to take lightly. Their 2 leading lights, Colin Irish and Alan Cunningham, won't thank me for saying they have 74 years of age between them. But despite the physical problems they may have, you will not see 2 more intelligent players in the league, and mentally, they always come ready to play. Something to look forward to tonight for sure. Billy Mims, the coach of the Leopards, is with me. Irish and Cunningham, that is probably going to be the story here. If they produce, they can win. If they don't, it's not possible.
Well, all the experience they have is really going to have to come to play tonight. But if those 2 guys get the job done, it's going to be a tough road for the Towers. On the other hand, Kevin Cadle's got a lot of talent on that Towers basketball team. There's a lot of guys that can play. You never know which one's going to show up, but if enough of them do, Worthing will have their hands full.
You know, one of the most refreshing things about covering British basketball is the camaraderie between the coaches, the players, the media, and the officials even as well. Now, some people talk about the London Tower squad of 95-96 being talented enough to emulate the great Kingston team of 91 and 92 by sweeping all 4 major domestic competitions. Now, 4 of the key elements to that great Kingston team are here tonight on opposing sides. Irish and Cunningham go for the Worthing Bears. Coach Kevin Cadle and 6'10" centre Martin Henlon are in the Towers camp. They're all still friends, but then you always want to beat your friends.
One thing about that team, excellent basketball team, I remember was, do you practice any harder now?
Every dirty trick I know, I learned from you.
Not the hand in the back, though.
With that group, it was a little bit of envy when everybody came together. You know, it was like everybody, you had Russ, you had Aldridge, you had Al, you had yourself. And everybody had their own successes, and trying to get everybody, let's get on collectively on the same page was a little bit difficult, you know. Yeah. So it took a little bit of extra abusive language, Mike.
I was wondering how you're gonna put that one.
Come on, man. Come on, Colin. Come on.
Whoever set up all them years ago that, you know, we'd be going against each other for the first trophy of the year.
Coach.
That's wild. That's crazy. Never would have thought anything like that.
Yeah, we just gotta find some way to stop you, man. But I got the secret formula for you this week.
I know you do. I know you do. Don't worry about that. Gonna stop everybody. Don't stop me just as long as we have more points than you at the end.
You have to let us win, because you know my mother will be at the game.
Yes, that's all.
And, you know, she's a big fan of yours, and you don't want to upset her.
I don't want to upset her. In fact,
By beating up on her baby.
She's used to coming to the finals seeing me win. I don't want to upset her, so I'll make sure I'll do my best. This Saturday, that's going to be a tough one. But I feel like this. Oldest player in the game, first one pushing for his MBE. We'll have to win.
Well, it's time for a change of the guard. Worthing Bears are used to winning every championship they go to. We're going to pass it over from Al Cunningham to myself, and the London Towers will win their first trophy, the first of, and I predict, you heard it here first, the first of 4 we will win this year.
Here's the friendship on and off the court. The best team win on Saturday.
I suppose the big question I have to ask you, Billy Mims, is who paid the bill there?
I don't think it was the basketball league. Must have been Sky Sports, I'm sure.
It probably was. Now, Henlon, not a man to shoot his mouth off unless he really means it, or, well, perhaps he is. Can they win all four?
Well, I'm going to take particular exception to that. I'd like to be down on the floor tonight where Kevin Cadle and Colin Irish are, but instead I'm up here with you. But there are 3 more titles that we got a shot at, as well as some other pretty good teams in British basketball.
Alan Cunningham said after their victory, the Bears' victory over the Sharks in the semi-final, he said Colin Irish is going to want to put 40 on Kevin Cadle. There is a little bit of extra spice there.
Oh, anytime you have a championship game and people on both sides know each other so well, there's an awful lot at stake, not just that trophy.
Might see some hard fouls in the first few seconds, huh? Well, there is some very recent history between these two teams. They played by chance in a league match last Saturday down on the South Coast. Of course, both coaches played down the psychological importance of this particular matchup, but then experienced coaches would do that, wouldn't they? Colin Irish and Alan Cunningham may have claimed there was no psychological value in winning this one. They got Worthing off to a flying start. Irish was in a hungry mood, and his points took the Bears to a 6-point lead at the half, 42 to 36. Coach Kevin Cadle must have blasted his towers at the interval. Tony Windlass came out and inspired a second-half London revival. The Towers levelled the match at the start of the 4th quarter, and another 2 from Windlass put them into the lead for the first time. The likelihood of a surprise Worthing win seemed to have evaporated. But then the Bears exploded. 4 unanswered 3-pointers took them 10 points clear in a flash. 2 of them coming from that man Cunningham. London battled back to a 5-point deficit with a few seconds left. But Worthing were determined to hang on for a victory that keeps alive their championship challenge. 93-88 to the Bears then, and a huge dose of self-belief to take them into tonight's showdown. Well, I reckon that was a very important victory for the Worthing Bears. They lost their only other meeting against the London Towers, who are the team to beat. So, even though the coaches, Billy, were playing that down, I think that was important particularly for the Bears.
Oh, it's certainly going to give them some psychological advantage. Any time that you know you've matched up against another side and beaten them, then you cannot be convinced that you can't do it again. So I think coming into the game tonight, they're now confident. We lost 1 by 10, but we came back with our backs to the wall and beat them. So I think tonight Worthing certainly will come in this game feeling capable of winning. Do you think Tony Windlass will come in off the bench again, or he was top scorer the other night? Shouldn't he be starting? Well, Kevs has this theory about bringing Tony off the bench, but the other night in that ball game, Worthing got a quick lead. They were up 25-15 at the end of the first quarter, and that's when Windlass came off the bench. He only scored 2 points in that first quarter. The remainder of the game, he scored 27 points and started all 3 quarters. Interesting kind of concept there. It's certainly got all the ingredients, this one. Big match experience at both ends of the court, and patrolling courtside as usual, Suzanne Dando. Good evening.
A very good evening to you too, Andy. Well, we can guarantee an absolutely cracking game here between the London Towers and the Worthing Bears. Both teams will desperately want to win, and both teams will have something to prove. For the Worthing Bears, well, it's just another trophy that they can add to their very many big collection they've already won. But for the London Towers, well, it's their very first major title if they win here tonight.
I guarantee we're going to win the basketball game. There's no ifs, ands about it.
Bold words from Coach Kevin Cadle, and judging by the way his team have coasted into tonight's final, he has every reason to feel confident. Receiving a bye for the first time to the quarterfinals, the Towers met defending champions Thames Valley. But with the Tigers only shadows of their former selves, after losing Steve Bucknell and Neville Austin to the Towers, London beat them with ease over the 2 legs. In the semi-finals, the Towers met Birmingham, a side who have experienced mixed fortunes this season. At Wembley Court, the visiting Bullets limited London to just a 2-point advantage. But a week later, London had a comfortable ride into the final with a comprehensive 19-point victory over Birmingham on aggregate. But tonight, the pressure on the Towers is great, with the rest of the league seeing them as the team to beat and the trophy cabinet bare, although Cadle doesn't see this as a problem.
We have guys here that have won trophies before, so they understand what it takes to play in a big game, where so does Worthing. But I guarantee we're going to win.
As current holders of the Budweiser Championship, Worthing are no strangers to success. Tonight, they are the underdogs, but they thrive in these one-off pressure games. Unlike London, they had to overcome opposition in their pool to go through to the quarter-finals, beating Birmingham, the Leopards and Hemel. In the quarter-finals, they met Derby. After what were at times closely fought games, they triumphed to go through to their third consecutive semi-final. They were drawn against defending league champions Sheffield. Most people believe this would be a formality for the Sharks, who themselves reached the finals last year at their first attempt. But the Bears proved everyone wrong. After the first leg, the Sharks left Worthing with only a 1-point lead. In their second clash at Ponds Forge, Sheffield once again held the advantage for most of the game, but the Bears clung on. Veteran Alan Cunningham effectively sealing victory for his team with 2 late baskets.
Cunningham drains the 2!
Jubilant scenes followed, and player coach Colin Irish is confident that he and his team will be celebrating in similar style after tonight's game.
It's a big cup final, and this is our stage, and we're going to win it.
Well, they certainly mean business. That's the boys in action tonight in this 7-Up Trophy final. Well, Andy, we'll catch up with you halfway. We've got some basketball stars in the audience from other teams from all around the country. Hopefully, we'll talk to them at the halfway stage. For the time being, back to you, Andy.
Well, this 7-Up Trophy final certainly has the ingredients of a classic matchup. Without further ado, let's get across to Billy Mims and Mike Sharp for the team introductions.
Thank you very much indeed, Andrew, and this is it, the first big final of the 1995-96 season, as we wait now for the introductions of these teams.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be a good one, isn't it, Billy?
Introduce you the 2 teams tonight, London Towers and Worthing Bears. First row, the London Towers.
I have to tell you, fans-wise, it looks as if the majority of the fans in here are with the Worthing Bears so far. But the Towers are first coming out. Here they are. 4, of course, is Mark Hubbard. And this is one of the guys to watch out for, wearing 8, Danny Lewis. What a player. Gardner wears 9, and Henlon wears 11. Here's another one. What a player. Windless. And 15 is Roger Duhaney, coach, of course, of the London Towers, who are playing in yellow tonight is Kevin Cadle, assisted by Dan Lloyd. Oh boy, just listen to this Worthing crowd at the NEC tonight. My goodness. The Worthing Bears fans are out in force. And here they come, Steve Pacey. First out. Pacey will be coming off the bench tonight. Here's Steve Nelson, great English player. And there's the legend, Alan Cunningham. Is there any more we can say about him? Oh, he's 41 now. Changes by the week. I said it before and I'll say it again. Andrew Bailey, that was a great signing by the Bears, wasn't it? And this is the man who's got to mold it all together and get him to perform tonight. Colin Irish, the coach of the Worthing Bears. And Gary Smith makes up the 10.
In 8 previous finals, the largest margin of victory is 10 points. We expect a good one tonight between the Worthing Bears and the London Towers. Join us after the break for the 7-Up Trophy final.
You're watching Sky Sports 2.
Premiership Bears against the London Towers. And in the commentary box, Mike Sharp and Billy Mims.
Yep, it certainly is, and let's get straight to our team lineups for tonight. Let's take a look at the London Towers. Mark Hubbard wearing 4, Danny Lewis wearing 8, Gardner wearing 9. Tony Windless, again, won't be starting tonight. That is just amazing.
Well, like I said before we started the ball game, Mike, that last week he didn't start and only scored 2 points in the first quarter, and Towers trailed in that quarter by 10. When he came in and started the second, third, and fourth quarters, he scored big points, and Towers got back in the game.
And Neville Austin and Steve Bucknell looking to win this trophy. 2 years in a row. They won it last year with Thames Valley Tigers. Let's see who the Worthing Bears have got out there tonight. And this is a good, strong lineup. They haven't had a lot from Pacey this season. We'll see if he can deliver tonight. But Cunningham will be out there, Nelson will be out there, Andrew Bailey, and of course Irish.
Well, with Cunningham and Irish, you've got two of the prime players in British basketball. Derek Clare, every game is getting better. Steve Pacey will be an interesting situation tonight. He's already been told he's going to be released, so it'll be difficult to see what he can do, knowing that this might be his last game as a Worthing Baron.
He may feel he's got something to prove. Let's take a look at the starting fives then. First of all, for the Towers, Lewis wears 8, Gardner 9, Henlon 11, Bucknell 12, and Duhaney wearing 15. For the Bears, Steve Nelson wears 6, Cunningham wears 8, Clare wears 10, Bailey 12, and Irish wears 14. Our officials tonight are Howard Cleaton, our umpire, and Alan Richardson. Alan Richardson, what an experienced official he is.
I think Alan Richardson is certainly one of the finest officials in England, but not only that, he's a FIBA official, he's a world-class referee, he's always in European championships and so forth. Believe me, he brings an awful lot of experience, consistency, and quality to this game tonight.
And it's good that he's here because all the players respect him.
No question. When Alan tells you to hush, you quit barking.
Because you know what's next. This is it, the first big final of the 1995-96 season. It is the 7-Up Trophy, live on Sky Sports from the NEC Birmingham. And I tell you, this is going to be a noisy one, Billy.
These Worthing fans, I tell you, they understand. Watch them. They're standing already over there across the court. They will be standing and cheering until Worthing score their first field goal. It's a tradition down at Worthing.
Bucknell to Gardner. Gardner couldn't control. Bucknell has it back. Lewis wide open for 3. Doesn't get there. Crashing the boards. The Towers knocking it out of play.
That's excellent blocking out there by Alan Cunningham, who creates an opportunity there. They come over his back, knock the ball out of bounds. Worthing has a chance to score the first 2 of the game.
And the Worthing Bears crowd certainly letting everybody know that they're in this place tonight. Steve Nelson on the ball, cross court to Bailey. Nice bit of shake and bake from Bailey. Nelson for the long 2. It's good!
Mike, he was the man last week down on the South Coast. He got 24 points and 5 threes, and it looks like he started right where he left off.
Well, the Worthing fans have sat down now.
That tradition is nice, isn't it?
Yep. Oh, stolen away from behind. I think it was Cunningham who stripped it from Henlon. Henlon thought he was on the way to the hole there. Cunningham fakes the 3, drains the 2. What a move by the man.
That's a tough matchup there for Martin Henlon. See, Kevin has a problem with Martin Henlon on the floor because Worthing don't have a true center. They've got a lot of forwards who are quicker than Martin.
Broken up by Bailey. Yes.
Really smart play there for the kids at home learning about basketball. Andrew Bailey couldn't actually save the ball himself, but he turned quickly and bounced the ball off the legs of Danny Lewis, knocking it out of bounds, giving Worthing the possession. Very smart defensive play by Bailey.
Bailey for the long 3, doesn't get there. Rebound, Gardner.
That's not the shot Colin Irish would like to see Bailey play. He's not hitting too many of those 3s on the season.
Defensive foul, Andrew Bailey. Foul number 1.
On the season, Mike, Andrew Bailey shooting 14% from behind the 3-point arc. So I don't believe that was a called play for him to get that shot.
14.
Now it's gone down to 12.
Duhaney has the ball. Gardner doesn't get the 3. Nelson pulls in the rebound. Cunningham gets hit, will go to the line for 3 shots. Look, I got to ask you something. Derek Clare was wide open down low. Wide open.
I knew you were going to ask me that. You see, Alan Cunningham is one of those guys in British basketball that has what we call a green light. Whenever he thinks he got the chance to hit the shot, the light is green, he's going to put it up. And that time he saw the green. He's such a smart player as well. You notice how he just slowly waited to put that shot up. He knew he was going to draw the foul, and even if he didn't hit the 3, he was going to get 3 free throws.
Cunningham makes 2 of the 3, gives the Bears a 0-6 lead and a good start.
Well, it's like I said, last week on the South Coast, the first quarter was all Worthing, 25-15, and it seems that they've got off to a good offensive start again tonight.
Duhaney has the ball. Gardner. Henlon gets it down low. Bucknell. Tough defense again by the Bears. It's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. They won't get it up. He does get it off. Too much pressure, though. The yellow ball's the call. Defense working well for the Bears.
They've done a nice job. They've opened up the ball game playing man-to-man. Everybody's got a responsibility. They're really putting a lot of pressure on certain key individuals inside. And you can see up top here, Andrew Bailey sagging off Danny Lewis, almost inviting Danny to step in and create something.
Kevin Cadle calling a down-low play. Doesn't get there. See who it's on.
No basket for Martin Henlon.
Foul is called.
Foul is on Steve Nelson.
I think it's on Steve Nelson.
His first foul.
Yes, it is.
I think Nelson just got a bit piece of him there, kind of coming over the back, trying to get the rebound there. Ball will be out of bounds again for London, so really not a damaging foul to Worthing.
7 minutes, 16 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Final of the 7-Up Trophy, 1996. Duhaney gets it off, and they finally get on the score sheet.
And that is not the guy that you would thought would be the first person to score for the London Towers. Roger Duhaney's only averaging 4 points a game. Down on the South Coast last week, he only scored 4 points.
Who's coming up with this? Danny Lewis has the ball, 3-on-2 break. Bucknell doesn't get there. Rebound is no good. No putback for Gardner. Stolen away. Who's got it? My goodness. Let's see which way we're going. Blue ball's the call.
Tremendous effort there. You see Andy Gardner battle for the rebound, dive on the floor for the loose ball. I don't think Kevin liked the call there. I believe Kevin thought that ball was finally knocked out by a blue jersey. Looks on his face there like it should still be Towers' ball.
I think it would have been a jump ball, but there you go. Irish for the long 3. Doesn't get there.
Again, another one of those green lights. I think Colin, if he feels the shot, he's going to take it, Mike.
Bucknell puts it up for the long 2 and drains it. Puts on the line.
Listen, you can't leave Steve Bucknell wide open. You see, Steve has plenty of time, and you can't give him that long of a look.
Foul called. I think it's on Duhaney.
It's an interesting matchup for us to watch here tonight, and that's Roger Duhaney guarding Colin Irish. Duhaney's not a real offensive player out there. He's simply out there to bump, bruise, and bang Colin Irish.
Well, the 2 main men are in. Austin and Winless into the ball game. How long did it take him? 6:08 left before they got onto court this time.
This is, without a doubt, I feel, London Towers' best lineup on the floor right now. They've got a lot of good athletes out there. There's a lot of quickness. And this lineup also matches up better with Worthing than the previous starting lineup did.
Irish knocks them both down. Cunningham battling in the paint for that defensive position. Steve Bucknell handling the ball for the London Towers. Stolen away by Irish. There's the pass out. Oh, poor pass. Oh. 2 poor passes on that offense.
Great defensive play, though, by Colin Irish.
Offensive foul on Derek Clare.
That's a good call there by Alan Richardson there. Derek got a little bit out of control with the basketball. He kind of buried his shoulder down and put his shoulder into the Towers defensive player there. Like I said, trying to create a little bit of something that really wasn't there. Picks up the offensive foul.
I think that whole offensive set was one we probably want to forget.
That was kind of ugly from the steal to the foul, wasn't it?
Danny Lewis on the ball. Wide open. Gardner gets it off his long. Rebound. Bucknell gets the drop for 2.
That's a good offensive rebound there by Steve Bucknell. And again, I think he's got to really step up tonight for Towers to play well.
Cutting him off the glass, doesn't get there. And the Towers come away with it. Winless. Oh, rejected! My goodness, Irish was in orbit.
That was an outstanding play. I think we call him Sir Colin. Woo! I think I dubbed him a couple of weeks ago on Sky.
Let's
British
take another look at
basketball's
this.
version of Charles Barkley.
Wingless was on his way to the hole. Irish says, not tonight.
Hey, that is Sir Colin any day of the week there, Sir Colin.
Bucknell, the turnaround jumper's no good. Rebound, Bears. Andrew Bailey ran it out of play.
A little bit of honey on his fingers there, I believe. Just a bit slick there, and maybe his palms were a bit sweaty with this being a championship game tonight.
Hey, it could be the atmosphere that did it to him.
It is electric in here, isn't it?
It is. 2-point ball game, 4:36 left to play in the first quarter. Gets him this time, and one. That is foul number 2 on Steve Nelson. Let's take another look at this.
If you look at the replay, you only caught the end of the play, but Neville Austin made the play. Towers are running a little bit of a high-low offense there. Neville Austin at the high post or free throw line area, and he got the ball squared up, and then on the low block, which is down close to the basket, Tony Windlass makes what we call a duck-in move, gets a great feed from Austin, scores the 2, and draws the foul.
This is for the lead. This is for the lead, and the Towers lead it by 1.
Tony Windlass executes the 3-point play.
Substitution made by the Worthing Bears. Alan Prescott into the ball game, and they turn it over. Lewis to Gardner. Doesn't get the buckets. 2 points are good.
Really aggressive basketball by the Towers. Now they're in their 2-2-1 press. Worthing's having to rush their offense up the floor.
And they give it up again.
The pressure really getting to Worthing now. They're rushing themselves, and Towers is really becoming the aggressor.
They're going to have to take a timeout here soon. Yeah, no doubt about it. Worthing Bears need the timeout. London lead it 11 points to 8. They started slow, but the Towers came strong. Let's go down and hear what Colin Irish is going to say to his guys.
D, I want you down here on the press. Right? I'll go back and help out. Prescott, down here, AC, get it in and curl. Me and Drew will bring the ball up for it. Right? That's what we talked about all week. We can't turn the ball over against that weak-ass press. All right? It ain't that strong. Okay? Right? Talk to me, baby. Sit in. All right? Aggressive. All right? We're fine. We need to calm. You know, man, don't get caught up in that. We got a long way to go. Calm down. All right? Don't worry about it. All right, come on, baby. Let's take care of the ball. What we got to do? Hold the ball, stop pushing. Take 3, 4, 5 passes, all right? Take our time.
Well, Colin's saying there, be cool. There's a long time to go, and he's going to take control. He's going to bring the ball up, and let's just take it easy.
Well, he's spent an awful lot of time in about taking care of the ball, because what they've done is they've had 2 or 3 turnovers that have led directly to baskets by the Towers. You can't turn the ball over against an aggressive team, a talented side like the London Towers. And basically the 2-2-1 press has bothered them a bit here in the last couple of minutes of play, and that's what's picked up the Towers offense.
Gary Smith is in the ball game, and there he is, just as he said. Coach Colin Irish is going to bring the ball up.
This is an early substitution for the Chicken Gary Smith.
Irish for 3. Oh, baby! From downtown!
Hey, when he says he's going to take over, he takes over, doesn't he?
My goodness, that was a long way out. Colin Irish cuts it to a 2-point ball game.
We're in Birmingham tonight, but I believe he shot that ball from the south coast.
Austin has it. Hanlon walks with it. We could have had a 3-second call in there as well.
Yeah, I think that was just the Towers really didn't seem to get anything going. That's the first time in the last couple of minutes where they've come down tentative on offense.
Gary Smith handling the ball under pressure from Lewis. Smith, oh, great play. Great play, great offense, great interior passing.
Thank you. I was going to take those words myself. Interior passing the key. Great penetration. You'll see Gary Smith, great penetration, takes the ball to the basket. Then Gary dumps it to Derek Player. Player turns and finds Irish, and Irish gets fouled.
Danny Lewis goes out into the ball game for the first time. Mark Hubbard And now here's a guy. This guy spent 10 years with the Worthing organization. Finally left to go to London.
Well, I'll tell you, Kevin, tonight obviously is doing some things different than he did a week ago down at Worthing. Mark Hubbard didn't see the court until the last few seconds of the ball game. Tonight, here it is, the first quarter. Mark Hubbard is already out there on the floor. I think they're looking to see if Mark will bring them some experience and some perimeter firepower.
Colin Irish has the last 5 points. He's 4 for 4 from the free throw line. 7 points personal, ties up the ball game, 13 apiece.
Look at the defensive pressure Gary Smith is putting on Steve Bucknell here. I think he probably picked that up last year at Sheffield playing for Jim Brandon.
Yeah. The other thing is Bucknell's getting away with a little pushing off there. But let's see if the referee spotted. There was a little something between Irish and Bucknell just then as well. So we'll keep an eye on that.
No, Steve Bucknell doesn't foul anybody. Come on.
Hey, when you played in the NBA with Magic Johnson, you expect to get a few calls.
I think he learned how to handle the ball against pressure just like that from Magic. Steve is really one of the coolest people in the country at playing this game. You see the way he goes to the free throw line. Steve Bucknell is an ultimate professional. He works hard on the game every day, and he does all the little things that make him a great player.
Foul is called on Windlass. Yep. Windlass didn't like the call, but it's done.
That's the second personal foul on Tony Windlass, and that could be an early problem for London Towers. Tony is one of their most offensive weapons.
Long time since Alan Cunningham touched the ball, but he's on it now. Irish pops out, turn around for 3. Count it. Count it. Mercy.
Hey, did he put a little X over there? I believe that was the exact same spot he shot the last one. At least 6-8 feet behind the three-point arc.
Bucknell, big pressure. Hubbard has it. Bucknell gets it back. Neville Austin finally goes to work. Gets the drop.
Neville Austin's very tough to defend down there. Great spin move and a nice little hook shot to the basket. Here you see Bucknell finds him. That high-low action again. Great spin move, soft touch by the big man.
Oh, great move at the other end by Derek Blair. In among the trees, coming up with a big 2 off the glass.
Every time Derek Blair touches the ball, something good happens.
Henlon into Austin is fouled by Irish.
Mike, that's the London Towers version there of interior passing. The high-low setup again, Bucknell down to Henlon, and then Austin cut to the basket. Here you see Henlon finding Neville Austin, good cut to the basket. Irish with the foul, but again, great interior passing.
Coming into the ball game for the first time, Steve Pacey wearing 5 for the Worthing Bears. Out goes Alan Prescott.
As you said, this will be an interesting man to watch in this final tonight. He knows that they've already picked up a player to replace him. Let's see what he can do tonight. As you said, Mike, he may have something to prove. He may get an opportunity in this game to make a statement.
Now there's a guy, Martin Henlon's brother. We heard in the pregame show about the Henlon family all being here tonight, and he'll be looking for his brother and the rest of this London Towers team to take this trophy home.
Big offensive rebound there by Andy Gardner. Gives Towers another shot at the goal.
Up for no points. And Austin with another offensive board and drains it.
Right now, London has taken the lead, and they've regained the lead basically on offensive rebounding.
There's the man, one of the owners of the London Towers, Mr. Barry Marshall. Oh, my goodness. Boy, where are these 3-pointers coming from? Let's look at Irish on this one. My goodness. Woo!
When he gets like that, there's absolutely no way you can defend him. There's not a defensive player in English basketball that can stop him from doing that.
Irish is 3 for 4 from the 3-point line tonight. He has 13 first-quarter points. Boy, bet he's happy with him.
He's 4 for 4 at the free throw line, 3 for 4 from downtown. He's doing it all.
Hey, can I tell you something? He hasn't had a shot from inside the duels yet. He's not taking them in 2s tonight.
He says, listen, if I can keep hitting these 3s, I don't need to shoot any 2s.
He doesn't. Fails to make the second. Irish has it. Will he take it to the hole? Blair on the inside gets it. Oh, good delay by Blair. 2 men after him. Blair, hang time, double pump, puts it away. Let's look at it again.
Textbook fast break here.
Gorgeous.
Look at the dish from Sir Charles. What a great passer he is.
Who's coming up with this one? Pacey. Bears are playing strong ball here tonight.
So far, you know, they had a spell where London Towers picked up the pressure and became the aggressor, but the experience of Worthing is showing here.
Cunningham kicks it back out to Irish for another 3. Doesn't get there that time.
That one was in and out, too. It looked good.
Lewis. Gardner gets the 2. Lewis left his defensive man on the floor.
Andy Gardner just does a lot of little things for Kevin in the Towers, and I really like him. I think he's one of the most underrated players in this country. People don't talk about him in the same category as Irish, Cunningham, Bucknell, but Andy Gardner makes things happen.
Did you see the double team come that time? Irish handled it. Cunningham puts it on the floor using the shoulder well. Ooh, got away with a little travel there, but gets the 2.
And he shot that one over 6'11", Neville Austin.
There it is. Doesn't get there for Lewis. The end of the first quarter. The Worthing Bears were off and flying out to a good 6-point lead, and then the Towers fought back. It's now a 3-point ball game. London Towers 22, Worthing Bears 25. 2 points to 25, a 3-point lead for the Worthing Bears. Let's take a look at some of the match facts from that first quarter. And these numbers should be pretty good all around. 0 for 5, Towers from the 3-point line. But look at the Bears.
3 for 7, and those 3 belong to Colin Irish.
And look at the rest of the percentages. 5 for 7 from 2 points, 6 for 7. They've missed only 3 shots tonight.
They're shooting the basketball.
Let's take a look at page 2, offensive rebound. Towers doing it all. Oh my goodness, 9-0. Mind you, the Bears are hitting him.
It's hard to get offensive rebounds when you don't miss shots. And the bench scoring there at the bottom, again, that's misleading. It's 9-0 tonight because the best 5 players start for the Worthing Bears. Last week, it was 43-2 bench scoring in favor of the Towers, and that wasn't enough to win the game.
Let's do it again. Starting the second quarter. Let's see what we got. Blue ball is the call.
London is going with a very big lineup in this quarter. You see now they have the Twin Towers out there. Neville Austin, 6'11". Martin Hinland, 6'10" or 6'11" as well. So London now is a very big team on the floor.
They're looking to pressure Gary Smith on the ball. 3 points! 3 points for Cunningham.
Alan Cunningham with that green light again. When he sees a little bit of room, if you give him just enough room to get it off, he's such a pure shooter. He's a threat to hit the shot anytime, Mike.
Windlass pops out. Danny Lewis. Windlass posting up against Pacey. Nice bucket for Danny Lewis.
You see the difference in the game so far. The Towers are trying to take the game to the basket. Worthing's playing the game downtown.
Oh, what a bucket! Man hanging off his right hand. Cunningham puts it in anyway.
Hey, I want everybody out there that hasn't seen the Worthing Bears play this season to understand that this is definitely the Colin Irish, Alan Cunningham show. When those 2 guys come to play, Worthing are very difficult to beat.
Steve Bucknell on the ball. To Henlon. Henlon for the long 2. Drains it.
That's a nice shot by Martin there at the foul line. Spots up, hits the shot very well.
Take another look at this. There he is. Turns around, sets up. Player's going to have to get there sooner than that. Pacey for a long 2. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Neville Austin.
He was wide open, but again, that's not the shot Worthing needs in that situation. They get a better shot than that.
Danny Lewis. To Henlon. Henlon, turnaround jumper isn't there. Neville Austin, the Belgian, was pushed in the back by somebody. I think he had a shout.
Then the course of this game tonight is going to be a lot of pushing in the back, I guarantee it.
I think the referees are letting the boys play. Oh my goodness! That was further out than Irish. Trevor Gordon liked that one, as does Carl Brown. Look how far out he is on this play. My goodness.
Carl Brown plays for me, Mike, and I tell you, I've seen him hit some deep shots, but on that one, I think Carl said, that's deeper than anything I've hit all season.
But, you know, they're depending a lot on these... rejected by Pacey, I think it was, got a piece of that.
You know, that's the 5th three-point field goal in the game so far for the Worthing Bears, whereas Towers haven't hit a single one yet.
My goodness, but you know, if those threes start failing...
Well, you know, there's an old saying in coaching, live by the J, die by the J. So right now, the Bears are certainly alive with it, and if it keeps going, they will live. But if they start to miss enough of them, they could die with it.
We'll start again. Gary Smith goes out. Steve Nelson comes back. Nelson on the ball.
Mike, this is a really important...
Foul is called on Henlon. I think it was a moving screen. Holding. Oh, my goodness. Henlon doesn't like the call.
This is a really important period of the game for the Worthing Bears. They've got a 7-point lead. They've got the ball with a chance to extend the lead, and Colin Irish getting a much-needed rest on the bench.
Claire, nice bit of shake and bake. Claire works into the paint, high off the glass. Doesn't get there. And the Bears come up with it with Pacey. Prescott. Oh, my goodness, they are all hitting threes tonight.
Let's say that's 6 three-point field goals. Like I said a moment ago, they're alive with the jump shot right now.
My goodness. Basket is good at the other end. 28 points to 36. Steve Nelson on the ball for the Bears. 6:54 left to play in the half. Oh. Yellow ball's the call. Bucknell has it. Offensive foul. Ooh.
Offensive foul. Holding foul.
See who it's on. Austin. That's foul number 2 on Neville, is that?
I think that's his first. They just, I thought it was going to be close to being a call on Tony Windlass there, which would have been his 3rd. So he was in the area. I wasn't sure who it was going to be called on. I'm sure Kev's kind of glad it was Neville and not Windlass.
Nice high screen set by Pacey. Nelson gives it up. Foul is on. Oh, excuse me. Travel called on. Oh, my goodness. I think we're going to have a talking to here.
Well, we've got a little bit of emotion there. Danny Lewis playing really aggressive defense on Alan Cunningham. And then Alan just got called for the travel. And as you can see Alan here saying, I didn't do anything.
Let's see if we can see his feet here. Doesn't have the ball as yet. Happening on this side of the floor. No, too late. We couldn't see it.
Just a lot of emotion on the play. Just a lot of emotion. You've got Danny Lewis and Alan Cunningham both wanting to win this game. They're both going to put their heart on the line tonight.
Henlon doesn't get there. Who's got the ball? Austin. No. Who's got it? Foul. Let's see what we got. Andrew Bailey's getting some treatment on the bench. Not quite sure what the problem is, but he spent a long time. Has a problem with his shoulder.
He didn't play last week, I understand, at home, or early in the week. They played against the Leicester City Riders, and he missed the game against Leicester. Worthing won the game anyway, but I think they were trying to get him healthy for this all-important championship contest tonight.
6 minutes.
Hey, give it up.
That's a big turnover there. Tony Windlass is trying to throw the ball into a 6'11" Neville Austin.
For 11. An 11-point lead, and one to come. Oh, mercy.
That is the 7th three-point field goal by the Bears. Nelson is fouled. This is a 4-point play.
Kevin Cadle says, we have got to talk this over. We have got to put a stop to this. They trail by 11, 28 points to 39. Let's go down and see if we can find out what Kevin Cadle's got to say.
Yo, relax. All right, relax. Ain't no thing. We just relax. They shooting the 3. We got to pick up. We got to work. Yo, on May, we in 22. All right, we're May, we're in 22. All right, we playing it tight. We getting the shots on the offensive end. Y'all got to put the ball in the basket. We getting the shots. We got the same amount of shots, same wide kind of shots they get. We just got to put the ball in the basket. all right? We got to work everyone. We have to just pick up the defensive pressure, pick up the defensive intensity, all right? Referees ain't got nothing to do with this, all right? We got to get up and challenge shots. You got to get up and make people work. You got to bump people off the basketball. You got to play, fellas. All right, we got to play. Let's go, man. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3.
My goodness, I tell you what, if Kevin Cato could see the stats that's on your screen now, he'd be even more mad. I got to tell you, for three-pointers, you should be looking to shoot. If you were shooting 50 or 40%, you'd be doing a good job. They are shooting 64%.
Well, I've got to disagree with Kev about one thing in that timeout. He says, guys, we're getting the same shots. No, you're not, Kev. They're hitting them from downtown, and every one they hit's worth 3. So far, the Towers have taken a lot of their shots.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, Cunningham takes the rebound on the miss by Steve Nelson and converts it to 2.
That's a no-no. That's a no-no there by the Towers. You cannot allow them to miss a free throw and get the offensive rebound. That turned that play into a 5-point possession for the Bears.
Absolutely. Play phase. 5 points off that phase. Danny Lewis on the ball. Let's see. Kevin Cato wanted to come back in a 2-22 defense. Henlon, nice move, doesn't get the bucket, and a rebound by Pacey. Pacey's working those boards tonight.
That's what he's got to do. You know, he's not a very offensive player, but if he'll play some defense and rebound, he'll be a big contributing factor to the Bears game tonight.
Did you see the screen by Steve Nelson?
They are playing so well together right now. The chemistry of the Bears. Watch this. Everybody's moving, everybody's working.
Somebody came up with a 3 at the other end. Steve Bucknell out to 11 points personal.
That's 11 points. If anybody from the Towers is going to step up and try to take control, it will be Bucknell.
Colin Irish got that one wrong. Foul is on Irish. Looks as if he's hit that knee, which is already bandaged.
Moving across. Foul. Colin Irish.
Irish picks up his second foul.
Second foul. Colin.
15 points for Colin Irish already. 12 minutes, 15 points. I believe that's a little bit over a point a minute. If he keeps up that pace, he could have a 40-point night.
He predicted one. He predicted it, that's right. Blair is back into the ball game.
Here's the guy that is the ultimate professional for the London Towers. Nobody in this country works as hard on the game as Steve Bucknell. And I'll tell you, as the game goes on, Mike, if somebody has to take over for them, it will be Bucknell.
Bucknell shoots 81% over the season, 100% tonight. Pacey in trouble, does well. Irish doesn't pull up for the 3, works in turnaround jumper. Counted. Does he have a radar?
I don't know if there's anybody in the NBA that can guard Colin Irish tonight. He has shot everything,
travel there as
turning
well,
around, falling down. Can he even see the basket? I don't believe so.
Bucknell gets a high screen, no roll, doesn't get there, knocked away. Another defensive board for Pacey.
Here we go, Derek Blair.
Blair spots up for the long 2. Foul is called, I think, on Austin. Make that number 2 on Neville Austin.
That's a tough foul because that sends Alan Cunningham, I think, to the free throw line.
Windlass coming back into the ball game. Tell me something, Coach. Why haven't we not seen much of Windlass tonight? What's going on? He has only 5 points, and we're midway through the second quarter.
I mean, I don't know what goes on in the minds of other coaches, as I said, but last week when he came off the bench down there, early in the game, it took him a while to get going.
Cunningham doesn't get there this time.
And so far, I think Tony's just trying to feel his oats and get himself involved.
Stolen away. Oh! Oh, boy. I wonder if we could see that again.
See, there's a situation where as he's driving down the floor here, Tony Windlass takes the ball baseline and probably should have taken the shot. Watch the replay. Tony goes by Prescott. He gets Cunningham up on the fake. Probably should have tried to draw the foul on Cunningham. Instead, he tries to be a team player, make the pass, and he gets knocked out of bounds.
Bucknell has the ball, looking for something ahead. Gardner. Back to Bucknell. Cunningham's doing a good job on Austin. There's the roll, broken up again by that defense. And Blair has it. Let's see, can we get the dunk? No, we'll just take the 2 off the glass. I want to see that guy in the open court tonight going for a dunk.
That is just a smart basketball there. He says, we got a 12-point lead. I can take it to 14. If I make the 2, he does the sure thing, the easy thing, and extends Worthing's lead to 14.
Defensive foul called on Prescott.
I can tell you one thing right now. There's no question about one thing, though. Kevin Cadle is going to coach for 3 more quarters, 2.5 more quarters. Steve Bucknell's going to try to rally the Towers, and they're not going to quit. 14 points in basketball, Mike, as you know. If the Towers get on the roll defensively and hit a few threes, they can be back in this thing in a moment's notice.
Danny Lewis drains the first, cuts it to a 13-point ball game. I got to say, Coach, I do not think Worthing can continue to shoot these percentages through to the end of this ball game.
You know, people say that about Worthing all the time. And, you know, game in and game out, they take some of the craziest shots in the country, and they make them.
Irish stepped out of court.
Mike, that is how Worthing play the game, what we were just talking about there. They play more of a flowing, freelance basketball game than any other team in the Budweiser League. And what they'll end up doing is they just get into a rhythm. When they get into that rhythm, it's hard to stop them.
Irish didn't think he stepped on the line, but there it is. What's on the line? 2, in fact. Bucknell has the ball to Lewis. Will he put it up for 3? Nice feint. Cross court to Bucknell. It's Gardner. Puts it on the floor, but walks with it. Substitution's going to bring 15. Gary Smith back into the ball game as the Worthing Bears call the timeout. They have got to be happy with this.
12-point lead in the second quarter. I don't think anybody thought they would come out this aggressive and this hot offensively.
Let's go down and see what Colin's going to say to him.
Chicken, you got Prescott. Good job. All right, don't get another foul. All right, this is our backcourt. Drew's out. Drew's hurt. We need you guys. Steve, you got 2. That's why you're out. All right, we can't afford you to get another.
Let's see if we can go over and hear what Coach Kevin Cadle is saying to try and put a stop to this.
You got to have it on defense. Yo, on the offense, you got these 2 on the inside. You can't stand and try to get into a post, man. It ain't going to work. We got to get the ball moving. All right, come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3 to be great.
Well, he says it all starts with defense, and he needs some defense out there. He has got to find somebody to get in these Bears' face. Look at these percentages. 9 for 23 in the first quarter, 4 for 9 in the second. And look what the Bears are doing.
67% in the first quarter, and even better shooting percentage, 69 in the second quarter. I would think in basketball terms, the Bears are on fire.
They're showing a little pressure here now, the Towers. Irish for 3, no, great play. Oh, that was clean. May just have got him on the body, I suppose.
I think that's a great effort by Neville Austin, the England center here. He goes up, but the real fact of this play, Mike, is that there's no way Derek Clare should have been that open standing that close to the basket. He was wide open, so Neville Austin picks up his 3rd personal foul here in the first half. He's got to go out of the game here now. They're going to bring Martin Henlon back in the game for Neville Austin. But that's a big foul because Neville was rebounding. He's aggressive. He's mobile out there. I think Neville was bringing something to the Towers matchups that they needed. So that's a difficult foul to pick up here before halftime.
But going back to your point about Clare being open, you know, if you're going to put the pressure on, if you're going to double team, somebody somewhere is open.
Mike, what happened there? Towers were in there 22. Their 2-2-1 press. They trapped the ball high, but the weak side never rotated back to the basket.
And if there's a man open out there, Colin Irish is the man to find him. Lewis under pressure, just puts it up for 3. Count it.
Hits the 3.
Clare, oh my goodness, what a change of direction, change of pace. I don't know if we can see that again. Oh my goodness, let's take another look at this. Look at Clare. Oh, change the direction. Tough play, big rebound by Cunningham, end-to-end basketball action.
You started the theme of the night with interior passing, Mike. I got to keep repeating what you said, but that's what the Bears have done very well. They've either hit the 3 or going to the basket. They've handled the ball extremely well, passed it well in the interior and scored.
Cunningham for 3, doesn't get there.
The way they're shooting, they're going to keep putting them up, though.
Yeah. Cunningham looking for the walk there, didn't get the whistle. Bucknell has the ball, gets a high screen. Bradley Henlon doesn't use it.
I think Cunningham should have had a whistle in his mouth because he was right on that when Bucknell did walk.
Lewis kicks it out to Bucknell for 3. Counts it. London Towers fans feel they're coming back now. They're making some noise.
Big three-point field goal there for Bucknell. Cuts the game to 10. And if you're Kevin Cadle, what you want to do is, you've been down deep here, but you want to cut this thing to under 10 going to the locker room. So let's keep an eye on the score and their defense now. They want to go into the half under 10.
Pacey is long. Irish, what a fadeaway. Oh, my goodness. Irish walked away from the basket. Cadle can't believe that, and I cannot blame him.
19 first-half points for Coach Colin Irish.
And he's coaching as well.
He's getting, I tell you what, he's earning every penny that the Worthing Bears are paying him tonight.
1996.
Lewis for 3. Doesn't get there. Who's got it? Windlass. Windlass has got to get going. Gets the 2.
Windlass made that play himself, though. He got the offensive rebound. He worked very hard to get the ball back, and he just created the jump shot for himself on his own. Windlass has had only 6 shots tonight. 23 seconds left to play in this first half.
7-up trophy, 1996. That's a push-off. That's a push-off. No doubt about it. You can't do that, Gary.
That's just great pressure. Watch Danny Lewis. Danny's not fouling. Danny's got his hands up and off of him. A lot of pressure. Gary Smith has no choice but to push off.
Towers looking for just 1 shot now. 8 seconds left to play. Kicks it back. Oh, good heavens, he gets the whistle. I thought he won't there.
Well, I thought Buck should have shot the ball.
Yeah, Buck was there.
I looked at him drive by everybody, and I said, God, he's broke to the hole for an open layup, and then he passes the ball to Martin Henlon. I don't know if Buck really realized he was that open, Mike.
Martin Henlon on the line shoots 70%. There are 3 seconds left on the shot clock. Will the Worthing Bears come up with something big? We'll see.
Another big statistic here with 3 seconds to go in the half is the fact that Colin Irish is on 3 fouls.
That's yours. Third in, nothing long.
Nothing long is what Kevin Cadle says. Henlon makes them both. There's the long outlet pass. No foul.
I tell you,
it's a 1-second play. We got to see. Sorry to interrupt you, Coach, but the Bears have got this. There is 1 second left on the shot clock. Let's see what they've got. He's got to get it in. He gets it off in time. Oh, my goodness. There it is, the end of the first half. 45 points to the London Towers. Worthing Bears, 53.
So an 8-point advantage for the Worthing Bears at the moment. This match is living up to expectations. Join us for halftime analysis in just a couple of minutes.
You're watching Sky Sports 2.
Two of the wildest teams in the West are gunning for a place in the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are saddled up and ready to roll to shoot down Green Bay. But after the Packers' impressive win against the 49ers, Dallas will have to be quick on the draw to survive. The final showdown before the Super Bowl. The NFC Championship Sunday at 9 live on Sky Sports.
They're all getting involved. 5 different guys have taken 3-pointers. When are they going to die by this?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes, you know, coaches like to say that old saying, live by the J, die by the J. So far, they're alive and well and alive and kicking here in Birmingham tonight. As you said, 5 different Bears have hit the 3, but the most important factor is this Cunningham Irish show. 34 of the Bears' 53 points have come from those experienced players.
Yes, indeed. Now, we believe, or you believe, you picked out a couple of bits of analysis. They've got to somehow, get Danny Lewis involved and get some interior passing going.
Well, London Towers have got to do a little bit more better execution. We'll see on the first play here. London Towers has the size advantage. You see here, Danny Lewis has the basketball. What's going to happen here is Neville Austin is going to come to the top. As he comes to the top, Martin Hinland is going to come to this box. Now, as we let it run there, what's going to happen, Danny Lewis is going to pass the ball to Neville Austin. Now, if we freeze it right there for a second, if we freeze it, here is the high-low setup. And what's going to happen is they're going to pass the ball in. Watch the play run here now. High-low. This is what Towers has to do more of. They have the inside advantage to get layups all night in this situation.
Different angle now, Billy.
When we look at it again, here it is, just a quick feed, a great duck in. They pin Colin Irish. Not only do they score down low, they also draw the foul.
And Danny Lewis, like he didn't do last Saturday when they played in the league, is going to have to get involved. He's going to have to take some responsibility right now, isn't he?
On the second play here in the first part of the game, London Towers could not buy a shot from downtown. This one, Danny comes off of the screen from Martin Hinland and just steps up, gets himself cool, calm, collect, nails the three-pointer. Towers can shoot the basketball as well as Worthing, but they got to get it going a little bit. They need some inside-outside action to get themselves back in this game. I said something right before the half. Kevin wanted to cut this game to under 10. He did that, so he's got to be happy in the locker room.
Let's take a look at the match facts. This is all Worthing Bears as well, Billy. 33% from three-point range. They've only taken 9, the Towers, but that 7 for 13 is kind of the story.
Well, you know, you look at that 54% from three-point range, whereas Towers in two-point range is shooting 45. As I said before tonight, the Bears are on fire.
Neville Austin, you were talking about interior passing. Neville Austin has got 3 fouls right now. That's bad news for the Towers.
Certainly is, but I think if he can come back in the second half and just be a little bit smarter on the defensive end of the floor, he'll be fine.
Because Austin is so mobile on the boards, isn't he? I mean, that's one of the reasons he's so effective. What else do you see there, Billy?
Well, you look at the offensive rebounds, but that's a very misleading statistic. It's 12-4 in favor of the Towers, but as Mike Schaaf pointed out,
you don't miss
they
shots.
haven't missed many, you know? It's hard to get offensive rebounds when you don't miss. Defensive rebounds are about even. Turnovers, a couple more for the Bears. Bench scoring, again, misleading with Tony Windlass and Neville Austin, both coming off the Towers bench.
I guess you don't have a team practice tonight, Billy, because down courtside, Suzanne Dando is with your guard, the Great Britain and England guard, also Carl Brown, and the Birmingham centre, Trevor Gordon.
Thanks, Andy. Well, I did promise you some basketball stars hiding there in the audience. And I've got to say, guys, we had a couple of shots of you two, and you looked absolutely enthralled with the three-pointers that Irish was dunking tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. I mean, the fans are into it, and the players are into it, too. I mean, you got Colin Irish coming down, hitting threes, Steve Bucknell, Alan Cunningham, and Derek Player, and it's just a great atmosphere. Us as players, we like to see that.
Certainly looked like you were enjoying it. But Trevor, I mean, at one stage, I think we had about 3 or 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. The percentages for three-pointers, there was 0% for the Towers, 69% three-point shooting for...
Shoot the three-pointer, they shoot the ball extremely well, as you can tell. Colin Irish is shooting from like 40 feet from the basket. Everyone else is shooting from like three-point range and making them. You know, it helps them. That's the way they play. That's exactly how they play. They're playing their type of basketball right now.
Very strong. Now, you've both been under the guidance of Cadel when you were at Guildford, was it? Now, what will he be saying in that dressing room tonight? Because they're not in a good position, are they?
I mean, he'll be going, and he knows that they're a good second-half team, and they're a good defensive team, and he'll be telling the other players to step up, to, you know, bring their game up to Bucknell's level. I think in the second half, Bucknell's going to come out, and he's going to take over the game. And I think Worthing's going to get tired because they are a lot older, but they always seem to prevail at the end of the game. So, I mean, I'm looking for Bucknell to step up more, and Andy Garn and everybody else.
Right, well, Carl's mentioned we have got a lot of experience and the older guys on the Worthing team, but they have a habit of hanging in there right to the very end. I mean, you've been on the receiving end of that, the game we covered at Birmingham, haven't you?
Well, Worthing, like I said, they're a very experienced team. If they stay close down to the end, then they stand a chance. What Towers have to do now is go in there, work hard, take the ball to the basket, and use their bench. I mean, Towers have a deeper bench than Worthing do, and right now they're not using that.
Now, just quickly tell me, why do you think that Cadel left Tony Windlass, who's a very important player to the Towers? Why did they leave him on the bench? He didn't start. He wasn't in the starting 5.
Well, I think they're bringing Tony off the bench to try and give him a little boost so that when they have substitutions, they don't lose anything. They have that same energy, that same drive, and that same scoring ability.
You agree with that, Carl?
I do, definitely. I mean, they didn't score for about the first 3 minutes. But with Tony Windler's coming off the bench, he gives them a lift, and they started to score. I think if you had Roger Duhaney and Martin Henlon coming off the bench, you wouldn't get that same lift. But I feel like they just need to put the best 5 out there, let them go. It's the finals, and hopefully they'll win.
Well, if Worthing keeps shooting like they were in the first half, I think they're probably going to still be in a little bit of trouble. Guys, you look like you're enjoying the game. Continue to enjoy the second half, and hopefully we'll speak to you later on. Thank you. Andy.
That was very interesting from Carl Brown and Trevor Gordon. What Carl, one of your players, is saying, Billy, is let your thoroughbreds go for it right now. This is a final. Let's take the philosophy out of this thing, and let's just let the horses go.
Well, you know, there's an old saying, I think, you can't win at Ascot racing a jackass. You got to put the thoroughbreds on the floor. Absolutely. And tonight, I think, you know, as we said before, Colin Irish starts the best 5 players he's got at his availability, and those guys have come to play. Kevin brings a couple of guys off the bench that do bring some spurts and some firepower, but there's also long spurts on the floor where they're not getting enough offensive production. So we'll see in the second half, does Windlass come off the bench or does he start?
Colin Irish is one of the most intelligent players ever to have played the game in this country, by all means. But he's on 3 fouls right now. He's the sort of player that can handle that.
He's a smart player. He won't adjust his game in the second half defensively. He won't make too many stupid decisions out there on the floor. Colin is an experienced veteran basketball player. Believe me, he'll be around for the duration of this one.
Yeah, it's a fascinating contest out there. The Bears at the half lead the favored London Towers by 8. We're going to take a short break. After that, second half action from the NEC. Don't miss it.
Imagine a gateway to another universe, sliding through parallel dimensions of the Earth. Next Saturday, a brand new sci-fi adventure series, Sliders.
My God, where am I? Who are you? Isn't it obvious? I'm you.
Oh, my God.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
Do you hear something?
Go, let's go, let's go!
You're in for the ride of your lives. Sliders next Saturday at 7 on Sky One.
There's an extremely naughty new game from National Lottery Instance, with prizes up to £25,000.
It's Juven as well, eh?
Play noughts and crosses and forget it all for
The 7-Up Trophy final against the Worthing Bears. Currently at the half, they're 8 points down. He's a man of his word. We'll see if they can come through. They have work to do. We'll rejoin our commentary team, Billy Mims and Mike Shaft.
Thanks very much indeed, Andrew. Yes, 45 points to the London Towers, 53 points to the Worthing Bears. Colin Irish really has done the business tonight, leading all scorers, 19 points personal.
20 minutes of basketball, 6 out of 8 shots from the floor, 75% shooting. He hasn't missed a free throw. He's 4 for 4 at the free throw line. Unbelievable. He's shooting 52% floor shooting on the year, but 75% tonight. 19 points in 20 minutes. That's yeoman's effort.
Do you think he's up for this one?
I'd say that when he heard Kevin guarantee they were going to win, I think Colin Irish said, Kev, I'm going to have something to say about that.
Okay. During that halftime show, we spoke to Trevor Gordon and your man Carl Brown, and they were saying that Bucknell would have to step up. Do you agree with that one?
Oh, there's no question. I believe that the guy that can take the Towers to a championship is that guy we're looking at, Steve Bucknell. I think, you know, he comes from such a basketball pedigree. Played at North Carolina under Dean Smith, played for the Lakers in the NBA. Steve Bucknell has been in so many big games. He will know what to do in this second half. If Buck takes over and kind of guides this team, they'll have a great chance to pick themselves back.
Okay, I feel it's about time to ask you now, who's going to win this one?
I'm still going to sit on the fence here, you know. I like both of these teams. If Worthing keeps shooting the 3 well enough, they can win. If Towers gets a little bit better defense and gets out and stops some of those threes, Towers will get back in. Either way, Mike, I think it's going to go to the wire.
I tell you something. Coach Colin Irish saw something in Pacey that he liked in that first half. He's starting him this half.
Well, an interesting sub here because Andrew Bailey is not starting. My wonder is, I wonder how Bailey's shoulder is.
Wide open, 2 points.
Assist for Andy Gardner, the first basket in the second half.
You've got to wonder, you know, about Andrew Bailey, as I said, not starting. I'm looking down at the Worthing bench. I don't even see him on the bench. So I believe Andrew Bailey might still be in the locker room getting some treatment on that shoulder.
Steve Nelson has to put it up. Doesn't get there, not even close.
14-point lead at 1 point.
Stolen away by Irish. Good hands. 2-on-1 break. Alley-oop pass. Play still there. The push gets the whistle.
Draws the foul on, I believe that foul was on Andy Gardner, yeah. That's Gardner's first foul, so that's a good foul, actually. He keeps Derek Player from getting an easy 2 points.
I'm a bit disappointed with this pass from Irish, I have to say. Had that been high, I think Player would have put that away on the alley-oop play.
There's no question. I thought we had a chance for the first alley-oop of the night for all this great crowd on hand here in Birmingham tonight.
I have to tell you that news just coming in that Andrew Bailey has gone to the medical center with tendinitis in his shoulder. We don't know whether he'll be able to return. We'll try and keep you posted on that one as Player drains the 2. Lewis gets help from... Lewis has it back. Lewis thought about the 3, drifts in for the 2. Windlass puts it away.
Didn't take Tony Windlass long in this second half to make an offensive impact, does it? Great penetration from Danny Lewis. Kicks it to Tony. Strong move. Tony Windlass, one of the best players in the country around the basket.
Player loses it.
Towers have got this back to a 6-point basketball game, and this possession could get it closer.
It won't. Or will it? Bucknell does! Puts it
What
away.
we just talking about Steve Bucknell being in the right place at the right time. Good offensive rebound, strong stick back. Now it's a 4-point basketball game.
Player doesn't get there. Cunningham pulls it down, gives it back to Player. Steve Nelson spots up right side. Nice fake. Oh, he walked with it.
Oh. If you take a look at the London Towers bench right now, Mike, I think there's Martin Hinland. I believe he's assistant coach Hinland right now. He's not on the floor, but he's standing and he's towering over their bench, helping Coach Kevin Cato get this team excited about coming back.
I think it's assistant cheerleader, by the way.
No pom-poms for him, though. No pom-poms.
Danny Lewis on the ball for the London Towers. 7 minutes, 52 seconds left to play in the 3rd. They still trail. They've trailed for a whole lot of time in this ball game. Danny Lewis, will he put it up for 3? Windlass comes to meet him. Danny Lewis drifts into the paint. Doesn't get there. No putback. Fell out of court with it. No, it's Andy Gardner.
Andy Gardner's kind of interesting on the night. Last week down on the South Coast, Gardner scored 18 points in that game that Worthing won. Tonight, Andy Gardner has only scored 2 points, and I think that's a factor in the lack of offense the Towers have been able to produce.
Nelson, big pressure, drains the 2.
Super jump shot from Steve Nelson.
7 points for Nelson, Mike. He's trying to catch up to that 24 he had last week.
Oh, in the paint. Doesn't get there. Rebound, Pacey. There's Andrew Bailey. The word is that he has torn ligaments in his shoulder and he will take no further part in this ball game. There was a foul there. I thought they hadn't given the foul, but they have.
Yeah, they're waiting now for someone to wipe the floor. There's a good bit of sweat. You can see right underneath the feet of Alan Richardson. There we go. You know, this is one of those games that these players, I mean, they're working so hard. It's a 94 by 50-foot game. They're sweating an awful lot out there tonight, Mike.
Cunningham just having a few words with the referee.
I think
look at this
coaching.
pressure. Look at this pressure now from the Bears.
And he's getting a plug in as an assistant coach there. Isn't Alan one of Collins' assistant coaches?
Foul is on Danny Lewis. Yeah.
Too much pressure there. You know, you can't bump Steve Nelson that much coming up the floor with the ball. Danny's just pushing. He's got his hand on. Just his hands on his hip there, Mike. That's where the foul. Too many times, too long. You can't keep your hands on them.
Nelson does well. The ball comes back to Derek Player. Player Got away with a little push-up there. But for three. Doesn't get there. My goodness. Guys falling all over the paint. Steve Nelson could do nothing about that. He has 2 fouls. Doesn't want to pick one up this early.
A lot of times games are won and lost on bad decisions. And the shot that Derek Clare just shot down here, the 3-point attempt, that was a bad decision. They had nothing going there. Here we see the floor wipers doing a good job here at the NEC, wiping up the floor again, getting the sweat off. But that bad decision, and then after he missed the shot, he went after the ball, which left Danny Lewis wide open for the layup on the other end of the floor, and it's a 4-point game again. So you have to make good decisions in tight ball games, and I think that one could be one to come back to haunt them.
And there he is, Martin Henlon, still trying to spot this crowd. Trying anything. Let's go, baby, he says. Kevin Cagle just pragmatic as usual, just thinking about it.
Collins just trying to settle them down here, get a good shot.
Doesn't get there. You know, that wasn't a good shot.
Well, I thought he slowed things down and then rushed himself.
Windless. Oh, rejected on the glass by Cunningham.
Is that
nice
man?
Block.
Is that man really 41 years old?
Cunningham gets it.
You see the call here.
He doesn't give the foul, but he said it's blue ball. That is an excellent decision.
It is, because what he feels like is that Roger Duhaney forced Alan Cunningham out of bounds.
Oh, nice fake. Oh, he walked. Oh, I thought that left foot was planted.
I thought that was a really nice post move there. Maybe one of the best moves Steve Pacey's made all season.
Martin Henlon coming back into the ball game. Out goes Gardner.
One thing you can see Henlon's going to bring in, Henlon on the bench has been probably the most emotional and excited London Towers player. I think Kevin now is trying to bring that enthusiasm to the court.
Well, we'll find out if he manages to get it across that line. Henlon has the ball. Bucknell. Bucknell puts it up for no points. Henlon, fadeaway's long. Who's coming up with this? Cunningham.
One of the best rebounders in British basketball, and I don't care how old he is, he's averaging 11 rebounds a game, and he shows you why there. Excellent position, block out, get the basketball.
Irish. Oh, my goodness. Oh, what a putback by Blair. And Irish is down.
He goes to 15 points.
Irish just checking to see if he's bleeding anywhere around the face. Let's see if we can see what happened there. Irish put up a ridiculous shot.
I think he just tripped after the shot when one of the Towers players turned to block him out. I think he tripped, went to the floor.
You may remember the last game we had on Sky. Colin Irish had to leave the court, go to the locker room when he tried to do one of those Mike Shack splits, you know? And I said it then, I'll say it again. Colin will be back. He'll be back. You know, every game this happens and Colin gets injured and it looks like the end of the world.
Well, I'll tell you something about college. You see there tonight, he's trying for his 13th major title in British basketball. But he's also one of the smartest player coaches in the country. Right now, he's getting a free timeout down there.
Tell me, did you see the finger from Mr. Richardson there? Get up, he said.
He's getting a little bit of a rest down there. He caught his breath, and, you know, he's slowing the game down. And there's no question that Colin's saying, hey, I don't want to rush this thing.
Yes, Colin Irish, boy, he looks mean. Woo! Look.
Well, now what the referees have done, like, see, in order not to charge Worthing with a timeout, Colin was down on the floor so long as an injured player that they had to substitute him. If they didn't substitute him, Worthing would be charged with a timeout.
Okay, Bucknell has the ball for the London Towers. The situation is this. It's a 6-point ball game. 53 points to 59. Foul has been called. Offensive. My goodness. I have to say, I didn't even see that. Colin Irish bleeding from the nose. He felt he was kicked when he went down.
He probably was, Mike. It was probably accidental. Neville Austin.
Nelson runs into a brick wall, has to kick it back. Cunningham has it. Cunningham needs to take control and settle these guys down. 15 left on the shot clock. Cunningham comes all the way down, gets a whistle. Who is it on?
London Towers got a bit lucky on that possession there, because that entire time that Worthing had the basketball, Neville Austin had 4 fouls, and he was still on the floor, number 10. Now he's going off the court for London Towers, but that entire possession, I thought Worthing should have tried to take the ball to Austin and maybe get him to pick up his 5th foul before Kev could get him out of the game.
You know, Austin started off really strong in this ball game once he got onto the court, but we haven't seen much from him for the last sort of 10 minutes or so.
Well, I tell you what, the fouls on Austin, he's got 4 so far in the game. I think they've sort of come at times that have kind of taken a bit away from his game and slowed him down a bit. He's not as active, not as mobile, and I think he's trying to protect himself because he knows he's in foul trouble.
4 minutes, 38 seconds left to play in the third, and the Worthing crowd singing their guys. Danny Lewis feeds Windlass. Foul is called, my goodness, on Pacey. That was a quick whistle.
Long
distance Mr. Richardson says, hey, we've had enough of letting you guys play. Now we're going to call it.
That was a long distance call, too. Allen was out at the top of the key, and the foul was down inside. British Telecom would be happy for that call.
Who's coming up with this ball? Still not there. Henlon with the hook, still doesn't get there. Henlon, shoot it until you score it.
Look at the
celebrations.
Woo! Martin Henlon just said, Kev, I told you, if you put me back in the game, I'm going to make something happen. He really fought hard.
Still a 5-point ball game, 55-60. Blair, nice crossover. Doesn't come up with the points. Stolen away by Pacey to Blair. Boom! And one!
Now watch this replay. Great pass there from Steve Pacey to Derek Blair. Danny Lewis is where he shouldn't be. Nobody in British basketball or basketball anywhere around the world likes to get dunked on. And he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And hey, you know, that play came off Pacey stealing the ball.
I'm going to tell you something, Mike. Those 2 guys, Steve Pacey and Derek Blair, are best of friends. So you got to know that Steve Pacey, Derek Blair really want to play well together in this championship game. Maybe the last title they have a chance to win together, but they are best of friends, and you could tell on that play.
Blair doesn't get there. Has 17 points personal. That's his first miss from the stripe tonight. He's 4 for 5 from the line.
The big 3 for Worthing have so far done a really nice job. You got 19 from Iris, 17 from Blair, 16 for Cunningham. Those 3 guys come to score. Worthing's always going to be in the ball game.
Henlon has to put it on the floor. Leans in for 2. Nice move.
I told you, he's brought that enthusiasm to the court. You saw it when he was on the bench and the sideline. In the last 2 Towers possessions, he's found a way to score.
Steve Nelson. Nelson leans in off the glass, doesn't get there. Rebound, Cunningham doesn't get there. Who's coming up with this? Cunningham stepped on the line.
Martin Henlon's impact here tonight is certainly noticeable. He's helped bring them back in this game. He's got 8 points tonight, which has doubled his output a week ago down at Worthing. He only scored 4 points.
And the crowd here at the NEC shouting for their teams. I hope you can get some of this at home. It is loud tonight.
Towers were looking for that high low. They've got Windlass posted down inside. Couldn't get it to him.
Lewis leans in for 2. Nice play, Danny Lewis. Fake the 3. There it is. Boom. Puts Nelson in the air, breezes past him, drains the 2.
That's that dandruff shampoo, head and shoulders fake.
And a 3-point ball game. Nice move. Steve Nelson just did one on Lewis at the other end.
Look at this move.
Blair gets the whistle. Oh, the ball went in. Let's see what we got.
2 shots.
2 shots. Wave it off.
Too far after play. While we've been going here, this game is back to a 3-point basketball game, 62-59.
And who's coming in? Who's coming in the background? Yeah. Colin Irish is back.
Colin Irish returns.
You know that Colin wasn't going to let this thing get too terribly tight and stay on that bench.
Well, the crowd crowd were just doing a little booing there because I think Duhaney and Colin Irish were sort of having a few words to say to each other.
Well, through the course of this game, I'm sure Duhaney and Irish have had a lot to say to each other. As I mentioned earlier, Duhaney's sole job in the game tonight is to bump, bruise, and bang Colin Irish. In the first half, Irish scored 19 points, so I don't know how much Duhaney was a factor. But so far in the third quarter, Colin has yet to score.
Derek Blair to 18 personal, 5 for 7 from the line. 4-point ball game. The 7-Up Trophy final, 1996. Up for no points. Who's coming down with this one? Irish has the rebound.
The biggest factor, I think, in this third quarter probably is that last stat that I just mentioned. We've played 8 minutes.
I've got to interrupt you here, Coach. Did you see that call? He hardly touched him. But I think that stems from that talking to that was going on before they were talking to each other. Mr. Richardson says, we're going to stamp on this before it goes any further.
Got Tony Windlass coming back in the ball game, and Andy Gardner goes out. But what I was trying, the point that I was trying to make, Mike, is we've played now almost 8 minutes of the third quarter, and that right there is the first point Colin Irish has scored. So he had 19 in the first 20 minutes of play, and now he's got 1 in the past 8 minutes.
Fails to make number 2. 59 points to 64. 2 minutes left to play in the third. Bucknell on the ball. Bucknell gets a nice screen from Duhaney. Bucknell fakes the 3. Got around. Danny Lewis. This is good defense, keeping him away from the bucket.
Worthing's done a very nice job in their man-to-man for most of the game tonight.
2 points are good for Windlass.
Tony Windlass, that's just good one-on-one basketball. Danny finds his buddy Tony. Good penetration, pull-up, short jump shot. He's tough from there.
Steve Nelson fails to make that 3. This could cut it to a 1-point ball game, or tied up if they could drain 3. Cunningham was held back there, but Henlon has the ball. Windlass, good defensive position by Irish. That ball came from the defense, and who's down the other end? Cunningham, no foul.
That comes from the chemistry of Colin Irish and Alan Cunningham. Those two guys have played together. When Colin Irish picked up the basketball on the far end of the floor, he instinctively knew where Alan Cunningham was.
Well, Bucknell didn't touch him, but I thought going across on the day we'd get the call. Up for no points. Rebound. My goodness, quick whistle.
Four fouls now.
Who was that foul on? Was that on Irish? I think that foul was number 4 on Irish. Yes, it is.
That one I just don't understand. I just don't understand that call. Alan Richardson, again, you know, one of the best officials in British basketball. He was way outside. It looked like sort of an inconsequential play, a long ways away from the ball. The official, Howard Cleaton, under the basket, made no call. So I don't know. I'd like to see a replay on that. I don't know what Colin did to get that 4th personal foul.
He ran it out of play, wave it off. Foot on the line.
And you can see Colin right now. He's adamant trying to get something to Steve Nelson, what he wants here. He's trying to get this last 43 seconds.
I think the referee got that one wrong. Nice fake. Cunningham puts it up for 2. Doesn't get there. Doesn't get the rebound. Stolen away by Pacey. Boy, Pacey's involved in everything tonight. And you see that pass by Blair. His last game for these Bears. Rejected. Boy, I thought that was on the way down. My goodness, we have got it all.
Very close to being a goaltending call there.
Windlass has it. Windlass with a 360. It's good.
That's his 14th, 15th point of the game. Far too close to the basket there. Far too close to the basket there to not to be able to score that field goal.
Let's see if Kevin Cadle's got something for us. 4 seconds left to play. 4 seconds. Bucknell has it. Bucknell puts it up. Is short. Pacey tries to put it back. Doesn't get there. There it is. The end of the third.
Both of those last 2 plays in the third quarter were sloppy, and I think it's because both teams didn't see the clock.
Okay, 63 points to 66. A 3-point lead for the Worthing Bears.
Sky Sports 2.
England continue their campaign against South Africa in the one-day internationals.
From the NEC Birmingham, let's take a look at some stats. Again, those three-point shots really not dropping for the Towers. They're down a bit now for the Bears, but still good numbers, 16 for 33 and 13 for 19.
Well, you notice the Bears haven't hit a three in that quarter. They had 7 at the half, and they didn't hit a single three in the third quarter. That certainly is a factor in the Towers catching up somewhat.
Let's take a look at page 2 and see what's happening on those boards. 20 offensive for the Towers. Bears now beginning to miss a few shots and beginning to pick up some offensive boards. Defensive rebounds about the same. Turnovers exactly the same. And the bench, of course, because you got Windlass and Austin coming off the bench, that figure 21 to 3.
I'll tell you the statistic, Mike, that I think is going to be a big key in this game is free throws. Last week down at Worthing, when the Bears won, they made 22 out of 27 free throws in the game. Towers made only 13 out of 16. Tonight, so far, the Bears are 13 for 19. The Towers are 10 for 13.
Look at the crowd and listen to this noise at the NEC. This is fabulous. Is this good for basketball or what?
You can't have better atmosphere and better excitement. This is 2 hours of the best entertainment anywhere in British sport.
Look at the Worthing Bears crowd. Colin Irish is actually starting this fourth quarter. He has 4 fouls. That is a dangerous move, isn't it?
I was going to steal that and say that is a dangerous decision. At this point, if I'm the London Towers, I come down the floor on offense and I try to take the basketball the first couple of possessions to Colin Irish. Either he's going to foul you or maybe get out of the way.
But, you know, the other thing about it is, I mean, Colin must realize that the officials are going to call it really tight here.
He's going to have to be very, very careful. Maybe, again, Irish and Cunningham are such experienced players. If there's anybody in this country that can play with 4 fouls for 10 minutes, it might be Colin Irish.
Casey to Cunningham. Cunningham goes down low, has to come. Oh, what a move by Cunningham off the glass. Oh, baby, what a move.
Alan Cunningham, when the game is on the line in the fourth quarter, he's going to come to play.
Did you see that killer crossover? Did you see what he did to Roger Duhaney? And who's got it at the other end? Blair slows it down.
Nelson going to try to control the offense here a little bit.
Cunningham
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bears milk the clock.
Pacey, turnaround jumper's no good. Irish, great defensive position. Doesn't get there. Who's got the ball? Cunningham off the glass. Doesn't get there. Rebound. Henlon.
A lot of good shots for the Bears that time.
Doesn't get there. Windlass puts it on the floor. Leans in for 2.
See, Tony took my philosophy there. He got the basketball, and the only guy in the hole, as you see, is Colin Irish, and Windlass went right to him. Irish couldn't foul him and gave him the open shot from about 3 feet. Windlass is going to make those all night.
Alan Cunningham is limping for some reason. Not sure how bad that is, but he's been hot tonight, has he not?
He's had a great night. I mean, Cunningham's got 20 points, Irish on 20, Blair 18. The big 3 have scored. Now we've got to see if Irish can stay in this game. If Irish goes out of the game, remember, there's no Andrew Bailey on the bench either. Ooh. That was close to being his 5th night.
Nelson doesn't get there. 3-on-1 break. Henlon controls and dunks. Oh, and look at him. Woo! It's a 1-point ball game, 67 to 68. These Towers ain't finished yet.
I'll tell you, Martin Henlon ran the floor on that play like a guard, like an 18-year-old young man. Enthusiasm can carry you a long way.
Good hand, Steve Nelson, breaking up that play. Let's see what we got. Timeout has been called. Look at Henlon. Martin Henlon is going wild, trying to get this crowd going. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. It's a Worthing timeout. Let's go down and hear what they've got to say.
Listen up. You look for the basket right here. Don't hit it. He's taking on the stick of it, all right? We got to calm down. Fellas, all right? You all right? You got to be all right. You got to be all right. Steve, get it. Everything that's happened before now, ain't nothing to do about it. It's what we do from here that matters. All right? Believe in yourself. We got to get back.
Let's dive over and hear what Kevin Payne is saying if we can hear it in this noise.
All right? You got to take it.
Now y'all coming off the pick and roll. Come off the pick and roll hard. All right, let's go, baby. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Kevin Cadle wanting his guys to come off the pick and roll hard. Basically, one man is setting that screen. Kevin Cadle, of course, has won this trophy before for 3 occasions. In fact, he's never been to the final and not gone home with the trophy. His organization is with a new organization, the London Towers. They have never won this trophy.
Believe me, they want this one tonight, though. They want to bring this trophy back to the big city of London.
The Towers have not led this ball game for a long time. It was way back in the first quarter. They could actually take the lead here. Say what we got? It's a turnover. It's got to be. You have 5 seconds to get the ball. My goodness. Kevin, your dry cleaner's not going to like that, Kevin. He tried to call a timeout. Of course, the players cannot call timeouts in our game. It has to come from the coach on the bench.
12 rebounds for the winner.
Bucknell for 2! And the lead! 69 points to 68. Bucknell goes up the invisible ladder and drains the 2.
Bucknell on 20 points, the leading scorer for the Towers, and we said if they're going to win this championship, Steve Bucknell would be the man to step up. He's given them their first lead in quite a while.
Yeah, that was a foul. Let's see who it's on. It's on Bucknell. Make that number 2.
In Colin Irish's last time out, he made a big statement. You got to be all right. You got to be, because he does not have a lot of depth. He thinks the 5 guys on the floor have got to finish this game for him to win.
Nelson drains the 2 under big pressure.
What a great move by Nelson there. One-on-one, takes the dribble to his left. Super one-on-one individual offensive effort by Nelson.
And Danny Lewis doesn't get there, gets the whistle. Who's that?
Foul.
Foul call on Steve Nelson. That is number 3. Danny Lewis going to the line for 2.
I think free throws are still, now this game is now a 1-point basketball game, and free throws will make the difference in this 4th quarter. Mike, 99% of the time, the team that shoots the most free throws in a game usually wins the game. You've got to make them to win.
It's all tied up, 70 apiece. There's the lead, back to a 1-point lead for the London Towers. What a ball game. We've got 7 minutes and 8 seconds left to play in this game in regulation. Colin Irish needs to touch this basketball. Cunningham doesn't get there. Rebound, Blair. Lost it.
As you see here, though, what we've got right now is we've got a 1-point game, 7 minutes or so left to play in it. For 13 minutes of the second half, Colin Irish has scored 1 point.
And he's hardly touched the ball. Listen to the noise of the NEC. Up for 3. Counting from Danny Lewis.
That is a big three-pointer. That is the kind of shot that they've been looking for from Danny all night. Spots up under control and cans the 3 to give London a 4-point edge.
Foul is called again on 15. Roger Duhaney make that number 3. Kevin Cadle doesn't like that call. He's having a go at the officials. But we said it, you know, they're calling it tight.
Yep. It's 6.5 minutes to go in this game, and they're going to make it a clean 6.5 minutes.
Cunningham had the ball, needed the screen from Nelson, didn't get it. Pacey on the ball. Stolen away by Danny Lewis. Nelson can do nothing about it.
Danny Lewis, great defensive steal, takes the ball to the hole and makes the layup. He's now on 19 points. Last week in the loss down at Worthing, he only scored 9 points. Big contribution here.
Towers on a 7-0 run. Foul down at the other end on Danny Lewis, was that? Or Roger Duhaney make that foul number 4 on Duhaney. And 4 fouls also on Austin. Duhaney picking up number 4. He goes to the bench. Gardner comes back. And Duhaney wanting the crowd to get into this one. There's the foul situation. 2 players. I just mentioned Austin and Duhaney on 4 for the Towers. Irish has 4 for the Bears. The rest up 3.
The most critical in that foul trouble stat there is Kyle
Kevin
Irish.
Cadle helping to wipe the floor down here. My goodness. He wants to get this game going. Come on, Derek says. Come on now.
Listen, when you're on a 7-0 run, you don't want to stop. You want to play.
Yep. Have you ever picked up a towel and cleaned the floor like
Oh,
this?
of course I have.
I bet you haven't. Leans in, but doesn't get there. Blue ball's the call.
Keep it on going.
This crowd making a whole lot of noise. We got a wave going at the NEC. Woo! Boy, they're enjoying this one.
Fans definitely getting into this, and believe me, the Bears and the Towers are giving them a great night of basketball.
Irish is long. Who's got it? Foul is on Cunningham, I think, puts up his hand. That is foul number 1 on Cunningham.
Foul on Al Cunningham. Makes that number 1 on him.
Only his first foul, and he's really got to go to the offensive glass right now. He's Worthing's best rebounder. They need second shots, trailing by 6.
This offense could take it out to an 8 or 9-point ball game. And if ever there's a team knows how to protect the lead, it's the London Towers.
No question about that. There is a lot of experience on the floor for them.
Little shake and bake gets hit. Will go to the line for 2. Who's the foul on? Looks like it's on Pacey. That's foul number 2.
Foul there on Steve Pacey. I thought Pacey did a pretty good job trying to defend Tony Windlass on that turnaround down low. But Tony is such an aggressive offensive player from there.
Neville Austin lost his contact lens. He's going to the bench. Back into the ball game, the man who's been leading the cheerleading from the side, Martin Henlon.
Believe me, his enthusiasm right now can certainly add to this Towers run. Tony Windlass with a big miss at the free throw line there, but of all the things he does well, he's only shooting 53% at the free throw line.
Oh my goodness, misses 2 big ones.
That's almost like a steal for the Bears. They fouled him, they didn't score, he missed both free throws, and the Bears have the ball again.
Tough defense by Bucknell on Irish, my goodness. Oh, what a bucket by Colin Irish.
I'll tell you, he could have been fouled on that play, too. He took the pass, watching him. Buck's leaning on him, Danny's coming in, Martin's coming in, close to a foul.
3 people on him that time, and oh my goodness, Andy Gardner drains the 2.
Now there's a guy who's been quiet almost the entire game. He only has 5 points in the game now, and that's a big 3.
Steve Nelson with a gorgeous move to the hole.
Nelson cuts the game back to 5.
Contact lenses, let's see if we can get it on there. Getting back into this ball game. Rebound, Pacey. Is it in there? No, it's still not in. Blair for 3s off left. Irish does well. That's going to be a backcourt violation. Yeah.
That's another bad decision there. Second time players come down the floor and force 3-point field goals they didn't need to take.
London Towers have called a timeout. It's 4 minutes and 18 seconds left to play in the ball game. It's a 5-point game, 79-74. Let's hear Kevin Cadle.
Let me say it again. On defense, you all have to move to the basket. Stay in front of your man, Danny. You all got to move to the basketball, all right? Now, offensively, all right? Offensively, yo, no matter on out of bounds underneath, I want everybody moving on the out of bounds to get open, all right? Now, offensively, I want pick and rolls on both sides. All right, pick and rolls on both. Make sure the guy who's offside the ball.
And the crowd is going wild here at the NEC. A full house for the 7-Up Trophy Final 1996. And boy, these 2 teams have given them something to celebrate. Win, lose, or draw tonight. Both teams have performed well.
Oh, there's no question about it. This has been a great basketball game, and there's been great support by both fans here, the Worthing fans and the Towers fans.
There's the points per quarter. First two definitely belong to the Bears, but the third and the fourth so far is all Towers.
You notice something, Towers haven't scored a lot of points in those quarters. The difference in the second half has been the Towers defense. The Towers gave up 53 points in the first 20 minutes of play, but they've given up only 21 in the last 16 minutes.
Bucknell has the ball. Gardner comes around the top for threes off right. Henlon pulls it down. Henlon walks with it.
Traveling violation.
4 minutes, 7 seconds left to play in regulation. A 5-point ball game. The London Towers lead it by 5. This is the Towers bench, and they are trying to get their guys going. They want to hold on. They want to hold on to this one. Cunningham has it. Cunningham, big pressure. And a great bucket. Who scored that? Did it go in?
Oh, no, it was a miss. A nice tap at it by Derek Clare, but he couldn't put it down. Worthing really are not getting good shots. In the last two possessions, Cunningham took a bad shot there. Clare took a bad shot the possession before.
Basket is good for Tony Windless. And this is what's at stake tonight, the 7-Up trophy. Kevin Cadle knows what it's like to hold on to that, but his organization, the London Towers, have never won that trophy. Irish with a big play, takes it right at him, will go to the line for 2.
3.5 minutes left, 3 minutes, 19 seconds to go in this game. It's going to be very tough, down 7. The Bears need something right now, right away.
And Colin Irish calls the timeout. They're going to talk it over. This is it. This guy is setting up for the final 3. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Who's got one? No, let's go block some up. All right, come on. All right, you want the triangle on? Buckman and Windless. Buckman, Windless. You know. I'm at the top. You gotta get that top. You gotta talk. Come on. We don't run. No break that. No break that.
Really hassling his guys there. Talking first of all about the box on Bucknell, which means the rest of the team is playing zone. Bucknell is going to be man on man with whoever they put in, but the rest of the guys persuaded him to go to triangle.
They want to actually guard Bucknell and Windless. They think now by trying to shut those two down, they're going to zone the other guys. So what you're going to see defensively by the Bears is a triangle zone around that red area we call the paint. They're going to be Colin Irish at the top, 2 big guys underneath, and then they're going to have 2 guys chase Bucknell and Windless.
Let's see if it works like that. Irish on the line is long with the first one. Colin Irish, how could you miss that? 82% free throw shooter. Not happening tonight.
5 out of 7 at the line tonight. This is his 8th try. 6 for 8, but you got to make them all when you're down 6 with 3:19 to play.
Still a lot of time. 6 points is just 2 3-pointers.
Here's the triangle and 2 defense now that Colin talked about. They're just matching up in a zone there. They're chasing. Steve Nelson is chasing Steve Bucknell, and Steve Pacey is chasing Tony Windless. So they're going to try to deny Bucknell and Windless.
Bucknell has the ball. Lewis wide open. Passed up on the 3. Gets it back to Windless. 5 left on the shot clock. He gets it off for 3. It's there! It's there! 3-pointer for Danny Lewis.
22 points for Danny Lewis on the night. That's his 2nd straight 3-pointer. Big basket.
Rejected by Henlon. Lewis has the ball. Lewis round the back. Ugly dribble. Let's see whose possession.
Good call, good call.
Whose possession was it?
It's going to be London Towers' ball. Steve Pacey stepped out of bounds trying to save it. Watch Martin Henlon. He is still enthusiastic. Kevin is coaching. Martin is trying to get the crowd in it.
I'll tell you one good thing, probably the best thing about that last 3-pointer, it was something like a 27-second offense. Patience, run the clock, come up with 3 at the end of it. Good heavens.
That kind of 3-pointer to Worthing is like a knife in the back.
Henlon leading the cheering again and going wild. The crowd responding to Martin Henlon here tonight. Martin Henlon, and there's his brother who does the same thing with this London Towers team. The Henlon posse in the house tonight.
Hey, listen, this is quite a game for Martin Henlon. He's promised everybody they were going to get it done tonight. Kevin Cadle guaranteed everyone he was going to win tonight. So far, Henlon and Cadle are honoring their word.
Now, of course, it's a hometown gig, this one, for Martin Henlon and the family.
Listen, Martin Henlon will be having quite a homecoming celebration if they can hold on to this 9-point lead.
Look at Danny Lewis now just using up this clock. Who's got this? Stolen away by Steve Nelson. Has he got the ball? Yes, he has.
Good work, Steve Nelson.
Irish. Still a lot of time. Irish. Unlucky not to get the whistle there. See what we got. Looks like a foul is on Player. Yeah. 1 minute 57 left to play. It's a 9-point ball game. Here come the Towers again. Bucknell has the ball. Well, in the halftime show, knocked away by Blair, but it is another foul, make that 3. In the halftime show, we thought it was Bucknell who was going to step up. It didn't happen. It's been Lewis.
Danny Lewis, as I said before, he's really come to play tonight. 22 points, 3 3-point field goals.
Two shots, Bucknell at the other end. There's Martin Henlon again. Oh, baby. I tell you, Martin Henlon knows how to celebrate. I got to tell you this. The last big final that the London Towers were in was the Saturday night at Wembley. And that time, in overtime, the Manchester Giants did it to them, and they were knocked out. They could not believe it. They have a chance here now to put all that behind them. Off the glass, Pacey banks a 3.
Big 3-point field goal for Pacey. Minute 35 to play. London are still up 7. They need to just protect the basketball and milk the clock. They don't need a shot.
Back out. Lewis has it.
They want to hold on to this basketball now, Mike, for all of the 30 seconds if possible.
Foul is called on Blair. Make that number 4 on Blair, I think.
Worthing has the foul. They can't allow Towers to stand around in that situation and play keep away with the basketball. They've got to make Towers either play, they've got to gamble and go for steal, or they've got to foul.
85 points to the London Towers, 78 points to the Worthing Bears. We promised you a cracker, and boy, have we delivered.
I'll tell you one thing, Mike, Kevin Cadle has got to be extremely proud of his second-half defensive effort the Towers have given. The Bears have scored only 25 points in the second half of play.
This one ain't over yet. Bucknell misses them both. Who's got this ball? Irish. Irish. Oh, my goodness. Blair should have just come back out with that ball.
You know, you talk about the Towers defense, and what do? They come down the floor and they get scrappy. They dive on the floor. They want the basketball right now so badly. They're really playing with all their heart, all their soul. When Kevin went to the locker room at halftime, he must have had some strong words for their defensive adjustments. In the second half, they've done the job on the defensive end. That's why they're winning this basketball game.
Pacey commits foul number 3. 3, that's right. Again, at every opportunity now, they have to stop the clock.
2 big free throws here for Danny Lewis. 23 points in the game now for Danny Lewis, and I tell you, he's really come alive in the second half. He is 6 out of 7 at the free throw line, 4 out of 6 from 2-pointers, 3 for 9 threes. He's had a brilliant night on 23, and you know, when you talk about him like that, you generally jinx them.
Pacey for 3. Pacey drains the 3.
Mike, that's the second 3 in a row for Steve Pacey. Maybe the Bears haven't let him shoot the ball enough.
Look at that for a 3. Oh. Pacey saying it should have been a jump ball because they both had hands on the ball at the same time. Referees disagree. Towers going to the line. Pacey picks up foul number 4. There are the Towers. 49 seconds left to play. It's a 5-point ball game. Who's going to the line? Windless. Windless needs to make these 2, Coach.
Well, as we said before, he missed his last 2, and he's a 53% free throw shooter on the year. 2 big free throws here.
Now it's Colin Irish trying to get this crowd going. Now we're out to 6, which is 2 offenses, 2 threes from the Bears.
He still needs to make this free throw because the Bears are going to come down and put it up. Towers to win to hold on to this lead, have to make free throws. The Bears have to make 3s.
It's there. So now we need 3 scores. Nelson's got to pull up and put up the 3. Cunningham for the 3. It's there. Cunningham for the 3. It's there. And we still have a 10-second differential on the shot clock if they should be able to stop this offense. Tough play. Jump ball. Jump ball.
Woo! A 4-point game, 33 seconds to go. Steve Pacey has come to play in this 4th quarter.
Do you think Colin Irish might regret cutting Pacey? Yo, easy now. Cunningham and Lewis getting together. Let's see what we got. These guys don't want to be giving away technicals now. Coach, referee Alan Richardson wants to talk to him. He's gonna wait until they go over and talk to him. He's gonna dish out some teas unless these guys does what he says.
There's a lot of emotion on the floor right now. There's definitely some temper spilling over out there and a lot of emotion. I tell you, it's just that both of these teams want to win this 7-up trophy so bad.
Woo! And the crowd trying to make some noise. Let's see who's going to come up with this ball. Nelson has it. Irish from way down. Doesn't get there. Foul is called. No unsportsmanlike foul. Let's see what the shot clock says. 26 seconds left to play. It is a 4-point ball game. Now the Towers fans making some noise. Kevin Cadle directing things. He wants Andy Gardner back defending. Forget about the offensive board at this point in time.
2 big free throws for Bucknell. He's had a great game tonight. He's got 21 points for the Towers at the free throw line. Ooh. He's 5 for 9 at the free throw line. He still needs to make this. 26 seconds to go. Worthy's going to push it up and look for a quick 3.
He gets that one, and we've got us a 5-point ball game. Cunningham has the ball, needs to put it up. Steve Nelson will take the 3. It's there. Oh, it isn't. That's the end of this ball game. Nelson steals it back. Gives it up to Cunningham. Cunningham for 3. Doesn't get there. Well, they have the opportunities. There's the foul.
That's going to do it, I believe. Those 2 misses there. It's a 5-point game, 9 seconds to play. Bucknell gets a free throw here. It's Towers trophy.
The Towers are celebrating. The crowd is going wild. Windless has his arms in the air. There they are, and there is Henlon. Oh, baby. Oh, get down.
Hey, I don't
yeah, baby.
They're not waiting for the disco tonight. They're starting to dance on the court.
Let's go take the free throws.
You know, that might be the best move Tony Willis has made all night.
Yeah, Tony, we'll be back with you. We'll be back. Boy, we've missed some free shots in these last couple of minutes. Bucknell drains the second. 6-point ball game. 9 seconds. Pacey has the ball. Pacey puts it up for 3. Doesn't get there. Irish. There it is. The end of the ball game. It is victory for the London Towers. My goodness, this has been a fantastic ball game. All the way through, it looked like the Worthing Bears, who got up to a flyer, were going to do it. But the London Towers organization have won their first trophy in 25 years. It's been a long wait, but they are celebrating and the balloons are coming down. This has been a cracking advertisement
What a
for our ball game.
fantastic basketball game. This crowd has seen a great game. The entire first half, the Bears provided excitement, three-point field goals. Colin Irish was incredible. But in the second half of this game, Kevin Cadle brought his team out of the locker room to play defense. They held Colin Irish in the second half to 4 points. That was a difference in the game.
Well, this is it. The presentation party is out there. The Bears will have to make do with second place. There's Mr. Cunningham's wife in the background.
Put your hands together, please, for our presentation party.
It's commiserations. Hey, there you are. Kevin Cadle thanking Sky Sports. Thinks we had something to do with that.
Well, I tell you something. Kevin Cadle this week was like a reunited, rejuvenated Broadway Joe Namath. Some people out there remember the American Football Championships many, many years ago. Broadway Joe said, I guarantee the New York Jets are going to win. This one, Kevin Cadle said, I guarantee the Towers are going to win. Tonight, he lived up to his word just as Broadway Joe did.
It's been an absolutely fantastic ball game. The Towers trailed for such a long time, but Martin Henlon is celebrating, as are all this London Towers crowd.
What a homecoming.
I know. The presentation party is out there. Presentation to be made by Mr. Kevin Routledge, the chairman of the Basketball League. There is Colin Irish. Oh dear. It must be sad for him. Presentation party, Stephen Kay, marketing director of 7-Up. There's the winningest coach, Kevin Cadle, but presentation to our runners-up tonight. It must be really sad for guys like Cunningham and Irish. They lose so infrequently.
Well, they with Andrew Bailey hurt, that certainly took away from their depth. They were a bit thin tonight in the lineup, and Colin got in foul trouble, and that certainly, I think, affected his play. There's Andrew Bailey right there. Big factor not having Andrew Bailey out there in the court in the second half. I think they gave their fans really something to be proud of. Look at Colin and his little girl there.
Colin Irish, one of the finest sportsmen in this country, such a fighter. Tried to keep him in there, but the threes just didn't drop. There's the assistant coach, Neil McElduff, the Worthing Bears.
Listen, Mike, the Worthing fans have nothing to feel down about at all. Their team came to give a great effort tonight to try and win a championship.
Making the presentation of the 7-Up trophy for 1996, Mr. Stephen Kay, marketing director of 7-Up. The presentation to Roger Duhaney, the captain of the London Towers. And there's Kevin Cadle. Boy, these guys have got something to celebrate tonight. First trophy in 25 years.
I tell you what, I don't know if they're staying in Birmingham or if they're going back to London, but either city better look out because it's going to be a Towers party.
They're going to be partying tonight, no doubt about it. There's Danny Lewis going up to collect his trophy. Danny Lewis really has been spectacular in the second half, has he not?
What a game he had. As I said again, 3 for 9 three-pointers, 6 out of 8 at the line, 23 points for Danny Lewis tonight. And there's
Martin Henlon, Andrew Gardner, Steve Bucknell.
Steve Bucknell, 23 points tonight as well. Big game, big second half for Bucknell. He stepped up when he had to.
Bucknell won this trophy last season with the Thames Valley Tigers, and he wins it again on the bounce with the London Towers. There is Coach Kevin Cadle.
We talked earlier about the big three of the Bears, Mike, but the big three of the Towers. Look at Kevin Cadle enjoying himself there. Well-earned championship for Kevin. The most decorated championship coach in British basketball history, and he's got one more for the Mantle Case.
I've got to ask you something here, Coach. Martin Henlon made a prediction earlier. He said they were going to win this one, and this was going to be the first of 4. Do you think they can do it?
Right now, it'd be hard-pressed to say they can't.
The announcement now of the most valuable player. Who is it going to be as we wait for the announcement? The most valuable player in this ball game tonight. We wait for the announcement.
Steve Bucknell, 23 points for Towers.
The announcement being made by the table commentator.
The most valuable player award.
Here it is.
Here it comes. With 2 assists, 14 rebounds, and 21 points.
The MVP is, with 21 points, Tony Windless. He didn't start the ball game, but he is the most valuable player here tonight. There it is. It's been a cracking ball game. It is commiserations to the Worthing Bears, but by a scoreline of 90 points to 84, a 6-point ball game. Congratulations to the London Towers.
Well, we're just getting our breath back here. What a phenomenal performance by both teams out there, but the Towers finally did it. A 6-point victory for the Towers. They're the 7-Up Trophy winners. Their coach is Kevin Cadle. He's with Suzanne Dando.
Thanks very much, Andy. Kevin, it must have been one hell of a half-time speech in that changing room.
You know, I don't know. I think the guys in the second half, they made their mind up. I just kept telling them, for us to win this, we were going to have to take the game. And I thought in the second half, we really took the game. But before I go any further about basketball, I need to say something. I have my girlfriend named Pearlie Gates that I'm truly in love with, and I want to ask her, would you marry me? Say yes, say yes, say yes, say yes. The cameraman is nodding, yes, 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 okay. So now I know what the answer is. But, you know, but the thing is, that what I'm really pleased about is we have about 4 people. We have 2 guys on the team, Roger Duhaney, Andrew McKellar. We have the 2 guys that are members of the board that have been with this club a long time. And they went through all adversity, and they finally got them a championship. And those are the people I'm happy for, much more than for myself. Those are the people that I'm glad that we finally got this.
Well, Henlon was cheering the crowd on. He was insisting that they got behind you, and he did a good job as well, being your only cheerleader tonight.
Hey, he woke the crowd up. I mean, the crowd came alive. They were kind of stagnant for a little while, but then they got into it. Both teams played, you know, it's like somebody had to win this basketball game, and thank God it was us.
Now, what about Danny Lewis? Our commentators were predicting that the one that was going to come out and step their game up in the second half was Bucknell, but it really was Danny Lewis. He hit some good 3-pointers, didn't he?
Hey, there's no question about Lewis. He hit that one key basket as the clock was running down, made some nice things going to the basket, had that nice steal that put us up by about 5 or 7 points. So he came through with a lot of big plays, but it was a group. It was collectively. Even the guys on the bench were into it. Coach was into it. The assistant coaches, everybody was into it. Even you, I saw you over here.
Give us a quick look at the men.
Hey.
Oh, no, it's lovely.
Here it is.
Hey, look. Kevin Cadle, congratulations.
Hey.
First major title.
Thanks a lot. Hey, thanks a lot.
Cheers. Andy.
Kevin Cadle, a very successful man. I wonder if Pearlie will say yes. I'm sure she will. It's been a great night for Kevin Cadle. We're going to take a short break, take some oxygen. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time. Stay with us.
They've just pulled off the biggest job of their careers in order to escape their life of crime.
Hell of a way to make a living, Doc.
Well, you should have married a dentist.
Now they're on the run.
Just put down the bag, Doc. Just want the money.
Alec Baldwin.
I think Benyon got to you.
Trophy winners. They defeated the Worthing Bears, and the MVP for the Towers was Tony Windless. He's talking to Suzanne Dando.
Thanks, Andy. Well, Tony, congratulations, the MVP as well. But you've given a lot of credit to Worthington with Worthing just speaking to me just now, haven't you?
Well, yeah, I won't take anything away from Worthing. I mean, Worthing's a great team. You got Colin Aaron. I mean, he's the best shooter in this game. I mean, he's just a great player, all-around player. So, I mean, I can't take anything from him.
What was the tactics behind you not in the starting 5s? You were on the bench to start with.
Well, Coach Kevin Cadle came to me early in the season and asked me would I mind coming off the bench. I said, I don't mind, so he can get Andy started in the game, so he get an early start. So I didn't mind, you know.
You felt yourself, you had a bit of a slow start to the game. Your game was really in the second half, wasn't it, Tony?
Well, yeah, the concentration in the first half was kind of low. I mean, I had little butterflies early, but second half, Kevin talked to me and it just went out, and I was ready to play.
Were you a little bit worried the percentages for Worthing in that first half was so high? At one stage, 69%, those 3-pointers were going in left, right, and centre.
Well, yeah, we played them last week. Worthing did the same thing. So, I mean, they were shooting well at Worthing. So, but we made a great comeback the second half at Worthing. And, I mean, the same thing happened tonight. But, you know, we won the game.
You certainly did. What are you going to do to celebrate?
Well, I mean, anywhere we stand, or anywhere we live or wherever, we're going to celebrate. I don't mind, you know. We can celebrate on the bus or in the dressing room, anywhere, in the shower, anywhere.
Tony, congratulations. You deserve the celebrations. All the very best. Well done. Andy.
Yes, indeed. Bravo. There's the winning coach, Kevin
like
Cadle,
Muhammad
a happy
Ali,
man with the 7-Up trophy. The most successful coach in British basketball history. He said that he would win the trophy for the Towers. He certainly did that. He marshaled his troops very well, Billy. You've got to say that.
Oh, no question. I think the difference to this game tonight was the defensive effort that Kevin had his troops play in the second half. Like Suzanne said, I don't know what Kev said at halftime, but whatever it was, it worked. The first half, Worthing scored 53 points, 19 by Colin Irish. In the second half of the game, Worthing was held to 31 as a team, and Colin Irish could only muster up 4 points.
Talk to me about the loss through tendonitis at the half of Andrew Bailey.
Well, it's a big loss because Bailey's the quarterback of their team. He runs the show. He doesn't score a lot of points for them, but he gets the ball to Colin. He gets the ball to Allen. So they lost a little bit of that chemistry and a little bit of that floor leadership with Bailey not out there.
But really, you've got to hand it to the Towers rather than sort of take it away from the Bears. The Bears threw everything at them. There were times when everybody was on the floor on the offensive end, scrabbling for everything. If the Towers hadn't made a couple of free throws at the end, it could have gone the other way.
Oh, it was a great basketball game, start to finish. Both teams, you could tell, really wanted to win this championship tonight. And that's what championship big games are all about. But Tony Windlass tonight was the MVP for the London Towers, but I got to give a lot of credit to the backcourt of the Towers. Steve Bucknell, Danny Lewis, we asked those guys to step up. Last week they combined for about 20 points in the loss down at Worthing. Tonight in championship form, they combined for 46 points.
And Lewis's 2 3-pointers with about 2:45 or 2:50 left in the game, that spread it between like a 1 and 2 point game and 5 and 6. It gave them the cushion they maintained.
Well, without a doubt, when Lewis hit those 2 threes, that was like putting a knife in the back of the Worthing Bears. Danny Lewis had to come up and hit some big shots tonight. He seemed to have the ball in his hands at the right time, made the big plays. Believe me, Barry Marshall, the London Towers organization, Kevin Cadle as coach, they'll be very happy with the effort their team put on the floor tonight.
Tell me about Martin Henlon's infectious intensity out there. That guy was a cheerleader, and it helped the team.
Oh, there's no question. I said in the commentary booth that enthusiasm can carry a player and a team a long ways. And I think when Henlon came into the game and Neville Austin had the contact lens problem and went out, from that point on, it seemed like Henlon just got the crowd generated, the team generated, and he brought, I think, an enthusiasm to the Towers that helped them win this trophy.
Yeah, it certainly did. Martin Henlon, 6'10" centre of England and Great Britain. He's still enjoying himself out there. He's loving it, signing autographs. This is what you get if you're a winner. And Martin Henlon came to the NEC tonight looking for victory, and I'm delighted in front of his home fans that he did it. Well, our next basketball game is a Budweiser League affair. It comes from the Sheffield Arena. This could have been the final of the 7-Up Trophy. 2 losing semi-finalists, Sheffield Sharks versus the Birmingham Bullets from the Sheffield Arena. Join us for that one. It'll be a good one. It just remains for me to thank the coach of the Leopards, Billy Minns, for coming in. It's been great talking to you again, Billy, and best of luck to you. You're climbing up the league, huh?
Well, I tell you what, the next championship game, the Leopards are going to be there.
You bet. The NEC tonight, the 7-Up Trophy winners were crowned. It's the London Towers. Bye-bye.
Next here on Sky Sports 2 in Rugby Union Update, you can see highlights of this afternoon.